Welcome everybody to the CrossFire podcast. My God, we had such a great pre-show. We almost didn't start the damn show. I'm like, guys, we got to start this goddamn show. I'm getting some bad thumbings. Listen, this is a great week. We've got the usual suspects here. I even got my boy in surround sound, southbound and down, on his new blue Yeti, whatever he's got there. I think it's working crisp. You guys are about to enjoy a commentating spectacle from him. Italian Clowns from Four Guys with Quarters. Xbox448 in his knowledge, and the infamous and most compelling son of a bitch on YouTube, Crap Gamer.
Hey, what's up? You know what? I've been making the rounds. It's so funny because this is I think the third or fourth day in a row where I've did a podcast. So it's been pretty cool, getting out there and doing stuff. I did Italian Clowns podcast yesterday, and that was interesting. They have a really cool setup where they simulcast on I guess Twitch.
Yeah, you got to give Inferno fucking credit on that.
That is really cool.
His production value is pretty second to none. I applaud that dude for.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. I was like, damn, man, this is cool. But they were like, watch the language. So I was constantly saying stuff instead of fuck or damn or shit. So I'm glad to be back where I can just be myself.
I got a comment on that because I was on Four Guys with Quarters too, and what's funny is I never asked, and I found out after the show from Clowns that Inferno would prefer to keep the show PG or PG-13, and I don't.
You can get one fuck in there on PG-13. So
I think I got a few in there because I was on one of my Sony rants.
That's funny because when I went on, I asked, I go, hold on a second, wait before we start. What do you guys? He goes, no, you can't fucking say that, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And so nobody had a problem with me saying fuck, so I was like, it's fucking on.
Well, the great part about being on there was I found I actually enjoyed watching the show after Clowns. After I was on, I watched our show, and what was great was I found out what you told me about how Inferno felt about the show. But as I was doing my rants, Inferno was laughing so hard at what I was saying. He didn't look like he was pissed at all. He was like, no, go ahead, bro. Keep going. Keep going. He kept telling me. He's like, keep going. I love this shit.
Hey, somebody wants to know if Southbound liked my impression of him
I just read that right now. You know what?
That was...
that shit was pretty good.
I'm glad you didn't think it was super racist or anything, because I saw, who was that? Warrior Wart did a really good impression of Tim. And I was like, that's funny.
Hey, the funny thing is, I had just tuned in and I heard that part, and I was laughing. I was like, oh, Mooch, you fucking, Mooch, he's a fucking racist. Why you being around racists for?
That was a good time, though. Hey, and then also, what was I was on GKB's podcast on, I think, Tuesday, which that show's really fun, too. So you did that one last week, so.
Well, you know what I did? I did it last week, and I actually tuned into both of the shows you were on. So I got tuned into Four Guys with Quarters, and I tuned into Console Corner on Tuesday. I couldn't join in. You guys invited me. I couldn't make it in. I was driving at the time. But it's always fun to just, we have a great, I think Zaire said this a few weeks ago, and I do agree. The Xbox community is growing. It's growing. It's getting stronger. And a lot of the stuff that we've been saying, we're going to get hate on the internet. We're going to get hate from other shows. And that's fine. That means that people are actually listening to us. A lot of this is becoming relevant. The reasons that this is going for you too. Through all the ups and downs of late 2015 and early 2016 with the things that we've gone on with the Quantum Break fiasco and this other stuff and the addition of hardware, your follows and subs have gone up. Mine have gone up. The reason being is, sure, some of those are the haters that tune in to give us a hard time. But a lot of them are people that are finally starting to get the word. They're starting to see it in black and white print, and now they're starting to...
How in the fuck are you guys going up and mine are going down?
Yours are not going down, buddy.
I'm stealing them, South. I'm stealing them from you, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Mr. Xbox, I'm about to celebrate 5,000 with a fucking Elite Console Edition.
Yeah, there you go.
What it is. Hey, I feel like people should feel blessed to even come to my channel, so that's the prize in and of itself. To be honest with you, they come in, they tune in, they get they get that Crap Gamer experience, man. That's what it's all about. They come.
He said, it's a massage chair. You hear some mood music. You know what I mean? You light up a cigar, and and then Mooch comes and pours a glass of wine. You know what I mean?
That would be a great show.
Oh man, I love the chat
the
box.
experience.
This chat box is awesome.
I'm glad you like it. Listen, here's the problem.
Yeah, they Mooch said
Whoa.
stop because you're ugly.
Yeah, I saw
I
that,
can't
man.
stand the
Oh,
chat. The
damn,
chat,
Man, that's cold blooded.
one guy in the chat,
Come on,
in the
man.
chat's like, "Yeah, Mooch, you think that's hysterical?" Blah blah. You think it's like if you don't want to be here, listen. There's a little red X in the right-hand corner. If you're on a Mac, it's a left. In the left-hand corner is a little red circle. Feel free to click it and get the fuck out. All right.
Hey, but it's all right, Spit, because your girl's under my desk right now.
Oh, shots
geez.
fired.
Hey now. Hey, Inferno would not have liked that. That's for damn sure. All right. How about that? No, shout out to Inferno, Assassins. I don't know, Clowns is. I don't know if Little Turtle Boy is still on your channel or not, but shout out to him as well. I always see him popping up here and there on Twitter. Let's get into it here, guys. One of the things I was reading about, and it's a mystery right now. It's a mystery, and you know what? Until Aaron or Phil makes it like not just public knowledge by a quick, yeah, we're doing okay, but more of an actual figure. Of course, the figure we're all looking to see is when Aaron hits the tweet button and says that we're over 1 million in sales. What are you guys seeing, hearing, and or predictions towards Quantum Break's sales? I'm hearing nothing but good things. Jamie Moran, shout out, big fan of the show. Jamie's constantly tweeting out for the past week and a half that Quantum Break's #1 on Amazon UK. That's just, generally, the UK is a great tool to judge. Okay, whenever the UK has been #1 in any particular category, they have been dominant through the sales. I'll give you an example. When Star Wars Battlefront came out and it was #1 on the UK for PS4, we were all wondering, geez, I wonder how this is going to compete with the NPD. NPD has nothing to do with UK sales. But at the same time, when UK was so dominant with PlayStation getting that Battlefront sale, it just predicted what we couldn't tell until NPD came out. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? I'm just thinking Quantum Break has done very well.
Yeah. I think it's doing good. I mean, all you gotta do, you guys got a lot of friends. Just look at your Game Hub.
I don't.
Yeah.
Look at your Game Hub and tell me how many friends you got.
And like at least every second person on there is playing Quantum Break.
Well, no, because they'll tell you how many people on your friends list have the game. So that's usually my gauge. Like, for instance, when Division came out, when I seen after the first week there was 90 people that had it, I said, wow, this game is selling.
Yeah.
And we all know it sold like a motherfucker. So, matter of fact, where's my controller? I'll look at my hub right now, and we'll see how many people.
Yeah, while Sal's doing that, I mean, crap, I do agree with what Sal's saying. All we've ever seen is Call of Duty, maybe, when Halo comes out, we saw it with The Division, and now, like he said, I actually, look, maybe it's because we do these shows, and we have to be kind of in tune with what's happening, but you've got a ton of people on your friends list, crap. I've got a lot of people, thanks to and thanks to everyone who listens to the show, BGST, your show, Xbox Nation, this one here, and all the others that are starting their own podcast. You see a lot of people playing TXR as well. TXR, that's the name drop location right there. That's where you go there, you get that small espresso cup with your pinky in the air and have it with Aaron. You know what I mean? Yep. You gotta have me on there.
So I checked it, and the friends who play, 81.
That's pretty damn good.
Very good.
That's like Halo, Call of Duty numbers. Well, I mean,
right.
I mean, I have a lot of followers and friends now, but
I don't. I have probably like 200 and some friends. So,
yeah.
So out of that, 81 friends.
Is that 81 friends at Microsoft though, like at Xbox, or?
I can confirm that Phil Spencer has been playing Quantum Break.
Nice.
Yes, I can confirm that we've talked about Quantum Break quite extensively. So yeah, he definitely likes the game.
I just got a feeling that this game is kicking ass. I'm calling it the Batman vs Superman syndrome. Okay, where you don't realize this, but they weren't negative. Okay, there was of course the giant bomb and these other jackasses that went a little lower than they should have. But in all honesty, the reviews were mixed. And by having that, it kind of encourages people to get out of their seat and go try it for themselves, doesn't it? When someone's on the fence,
It's polarizing. It's
Yes,
polarizing. Yeah. So I think that that's a good thing. Like, I'm polarizing, so I'll get the hate and the love. Hey, Quantum Break is polarizing, gets the hate and the love. I honestly don't see how anyone can hate the game. Because
Well,
I think that it's,
follow the trends. Look at look at Twitter. See how many people are talking about it, good or
Yeah.
bad. Because anybody talking about it, any discussion is good. So if people are talking about it a week later, chances are the game's pretty goddamn good. And I've been tweeting about it like a son of a bitch because I absolutely love the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fantastic. You know what? And me and Rand were talking about this too. Where is that asshole?
Rand, I just wrote him again.
Rand, you know what? We were in party chat till about 5 this morning. So he's probably sleeping off a coma. So
Yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, me and him were talking, and we were just both like, man, it's amazing to have that like real next gen kind of game that gets you really excited and kind of like tingly and happy, and that's exactly what this game does. You know what I mean?
Well, you
just
know
have
what?
a big smile.
It's a game changer, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's a game changer. Now, I'm not saying it's the best visually, and my eyes are melting out of my skull and all that bullshit. But the TV series that was included into it. It really furthered the storyline. I mean, the lore in it. I mean, like I was fully engrossed. Like I was telling you guys
it's
before
innovative.
the show. Before Act 4, I was thinking, the game's about 7.5. I don't know how anybody can give it a 4. But I was thinking, okay, about 7.5. But after Act 4 and then the ending, I was like, man, I want to get on my knees and just engulf it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the game is that good.
Yeah, it is. It's damn good. It's like,
It is game changing, right, guys? I mean, it really is. There's no third person shooter that's been looked at or attacked this way. There's no art design that's ever come off this way on screen as far as something that you have complete control of. I mean, we sat here, and I think Rand made some really great comments. I don't remember which show. It could have been this one. It could have been Xbox Nation. He made a couple of comments like, there could have been a little bit more in-depth puzzles with the jumping and this and that. And I think that'll come in the sequel,
I didn't. The part that I didn't like was the damn puzzles and the platforming.
I'm going to say this, and crap, don't get me wrong, I know I like that, and I thought that I'm only in Act 3, but I really think that, I would have liked even more of that. I thought that was the part that was intriguing.
See, I'm like, this motherfucker can control time, and he's got to do these little weirdo puzzles. I'm like, I'd just be using that fucking time blast, knocking down doors, and you know what I mean, making my own path. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, where the hell is Iceman? Just fucking
exactly.
Come on, man.
By the way, I loved his performance in that. I thought it was great.
Mooch, I'm right there with you, man. I thought there could have been more of those. Having like that environment and having to go through that environment. There's a couple. I got a big mouth, and I don't want to do spoilers for people who haven't played the game, but there is one huge piece that actually has that environment type thing with platforming that my jaw just dropped when I played it. That was like my initial like turning point to like, this game is absolutely insane.
I think that the puzzles that were there were a nice little tip of the iceberg. My question, if I could ever sit down with which this won't happen, but if I could ever sit down with like a Sam Lake, would be how hard was it to get that type of look and that that screen jittering back and forth? Was that so hard in the design space that making those puzzles, that even though we may sit here and go, those puzzles were simplistic and not that, he may go, you have no idea how hard that was to create. Well, I don't know if it was a hard thing on the programming side of that to make that happen as a developer, or if it was just they had so much going on that people were saying that they thought some of those jump sequences and platform puzzles were more filler. I didn't think they were filler. I think they were totally intended. I think they scaled them back because there was just so much other shit they had to get done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said, because it's not a third-person shooter per se. It's like an action-adventure game, and you have those things in action-adventure games, right? Like people, it's not. You can't like duck behind cover. You can't like hip fire. You know, mostly it's just about action adventure and your powers and stuff, and that's why it was so different in my opinion. You know what I mean? It wasn't traditional at all, and that's what I liked about it. So I mean, I didn't hate those parts. I just, you know what? I'm not a big puzzle guy, Mooch, and I've told everybody that. Like, I don't like, and platformers is my worst thing now. But they weren't difficult. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they're easy enough to figure out. So it just, I think it did vary up the gameplay elements, which was cool. I'm glad that they did that. But I'm just saying, for me personally, out of a whole big barrel of greatness, you know, that was probably the only thing that I didn't like. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I would say, and can you guys now tell me who is the gentleman, the president? He's right. He works for Monarch. Is it Harold? Oh God.
Who?
As well as Crap. Well, Crap
Talk
would
about
always say
Hatch.
the black gentleman.
Yeah,
Hatch.
Hatch is my
Hatch.
favorite character in this
Yeah.
entire game, yo.
He is by far.
Oh my goodness.
Steals the show. When he's on, I'm polarized. I think his acting is just amazing. And to be
You know,
honest with you,
it's funny because no matter what he plays, he's always like the boss or the man behind the curtain.
he's
You know
a
what I
pimp,
mean?
dude. The dude is absolutely a pimp. He knows what he's doing on screen. He just, you know, like I said, I can't wait to play for. See, my whole issue is, and I get shit from the community.
You know what it is? It's because you're a Destiny fan now, and he's in Destiny. Come
Oh,
on, let's be honest. Come on.
Exposed. You know, I don't want to segment. I want to stick on the Quantum Break here, but I do want to bring. Do you think? What do you think of the Destiny update coming up south? Is that going to take you back into that world, or you want nothing to do with it?
You know what? I actually jumped on Destiny real quick because I had a glitched achievement, that Hunger Pains one.
Yeah.
And because I got to touch a malice like 4 months ago, and I never got my achievement for getting it. And I'm like, what the shit? So I had to actually jump on Destiny just to switch accounts.
Yeah, you
and then
switch
get back
accounts.
in, and then boom, it popped up, and I was like, son of a bitch. So now like I have one achievement that I'll probably never get. So like I'll be stuck at 99% on that stupid game. So, but yeah, I'll check it out. But I'm more worried about Division.
Yeah, and that's kind of my whole thing is I want to get back into Destiny because I have a lot of people, like I said, that work with me in my office. They're just Destiny guys, man. They just play Destiny. They haven't stopped.
Do people still play that?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Destiny
yeah.
What?
Destiny what?
That's
Well,
I'm not
right now
familiar with that.
everything's dominated by Division right now. Really is what it is. But,
Well, that's it, and that's what kind of steals a little thunder from me. My only thing is this: I'm really enjoying. Last night I played about 2 hours of Quantum Break, got to Act 3, and then I had I had literally nonstop, like 2, 3, 4 people kept hitting me up. They're like, "Come on, Mooch, do Division." So I hopped over, played some Division, and I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a lot of fun. The thing I don't like about Division is the re-rolling, the recalibrating, I don't like that shit. Here's what I make it like Diablo, will you? Where you just keep fighting in the drops, the loot system. Don't make it so I have to take something and hold on to it. I don't know if I should hold on to it. Should I re-roll it? Maybe I'll re-roll it tomorrow. The game's progressing too fast on a day-to-day basis for me to sit there and hold a gas mask up and be like, should I hold this for a month? Maybe I can re-roll it into something like. That's just too much on the player to assume knowledge. Do you guys feel what I'm saying there, or do you guys just kind of just take those items, blow by them, say, I'll find something later anyways? Like, I mean, there's just so much. Do you buy a blueprint now? Do you wait till tomorrow? Should I get a gold blueprint? Maybe I won't.
Yeah, see, and I think that's what's still holding my interest with Division because, like, I don't know how it's gonna play out. You know what I mean? So there's still a lot of unknowns for me. So that's what's keeping it fresh. Yeah, of course we're going around the DZ and running our routes and killing the bosses over and over. But it's because of that loot system that I haven't personally figured out, and whether I want to re-roll stuff and build up my character is what is still luring me back to the game. So which I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm getting held back. My wife still she's been so busy with work. She actually has a week vacation coming up, and if you guys don't know, I played Division with my wife, so try to kind of level up together and everything like that. She's on a week vacation. Kids are on a week vacation, so we're actually looking to go in, and spend some some actual time playing the game more this week coming up. So
You know what? That's a beautiful thing, man. And hats off to you and your wife because like my wife, she'll be like, "Are you gaming it or are we chilling?" And I'm like, and like 9 times out of 10 is like, "Oh, I'm gaming it," but not that she gets mad. She fully supports my gaming obsession, but she don't play. You know what I mean? So if
my wife started playing Quantum Break, and she's not really big into single player, but she started playing that first level, and she started getting into the story like nothing, dude.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of in between. I'm in between South and between Xbox. Like my wife's very, very into the whole thing. She thinks it's cool. She actually said to me just now, a little while just before we started the podcast, she's like, "You're gonna play Quantum Break again? I want to see what's gonna happen next." She's very into the story games. Like we played Witcher, but she doesn't actually physically play. You know what I'm trying to say? She doesn't pick up the controller. She just watches. So it's kind of fun, and I get the support that way. But there are certain nights where South's right. Like, there's certain nights where I was like, "Hey, we're gonna watch a movie tonight, or we're gonna watch episode 4 of season 2 Daredevil. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Something going on besides gaming." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." You always gotta pick a good night to do that. But it's nice when you get support. That's why I said to Crap's on the market. He's got to find somebody that is totally into his addiction of gaming. So
hey, I'm not addicted to gaming. I'm
joking.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're on this podcast or you're listening to this podcast, in some way, shape, or form, you're addicted to gaming. So
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, we kind of joke about Xbox. I said it or Italian Clown.
I think I'm addicted to the media player. I don't know about
you. Love that media player, buddy.
The media player is life.
Hey! I'm in the play too. I'm on movies and TV or whatever the hell it's called.
Dude, you know what the funny thing is though is because Xbox is designed to be on all the time. Like I just leave mine on. It'll be playing in the background or when I'm not the dog watching it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not there, so like.
I just got into it, Crap. I just got into it. I downloaded that all, Xbox video this past week. I was talking to Doc. Shout out to Doc Cupcake. I was going back. He's got quite the Doc. It's great. Whenever I DM him, I actually get to say, "What's up, Doc?" It works. It's literally he showed me his video library. It's intense. And, I didn't know this, but so Xbox Video, you stream your movies at 1080p, but what's nice is it doesn't bombard you with having to download it. It's a streaming service. I bought the new Star Wars Day 1 digitally off Xbox, and the picture quality was amazing. It's nice that you don't have to have the hardware the actual download sitting on your system and eating up space. So, I don't know, myself personally, it was something new for me. Crap, I know you're big into physical, right? So usually with movies, I'm always buying the Blu-rays, and I'll probably still buy the Blu-ray for the new Star Wars just because the kids like it, and it's a collector's thing. But, as far as, getting used to this whole thing of having this not just a digital collection like we do. See, we have a digital collection with all of our games right now, but we actually have them downloaded on our hard drive. Granted, you need the key and the access point from Microsoft, but the point I'm trying to say is that this here, I don't have it downloaded at all. I can just play it on any Microsoft Windows 10 device. What do you guys think about that? You can see this is clearly where we're going because Microsoft does it, Apple does it, Amazon's doing it, and there's more than just Doc out there who's doing this. There's a lot of people that have quite a huge, extensive library, movies or games, digitally. Are you guys all? Crap. Even you're converting. This is before my own eyes. You're converting to digital.
Good job.
What I do is I a lot of times I'll get if I get a physical disc or something, I rip it to my computer, right, and then it gets put into my server, right. So I own every season of The Simpsons, and those have been ripped into my computer, which are on my server. So then I can access those.
I see. Okay. No, that's actually
So and you know what? For me, I buy physical, and then in the hopes that later on in the generation, Microsoft will give away the digital code anyway. Like that happened with Sunset Overdrive, right? We're going to get that digitally. I had the physical thing, which means if I ever want to go back and play that, I don't have to put my disc in. Same thing with Titanfall and Assassin's Creed 4. That happens quite a bit. You know what I mean? So. Yes. It ends up working out well for me, which is what the original Xbox was going to do anyway, because remember, it was going to be install it with your disc, and then you didn't need the disc anymore. That was
see, me personally, I'd buy physical, and then once I know that I liked the game or loved it, I'd buy the digital and go trade in and that's the only reason I like a physical is I could trade it in and get some money back for it. But if it, 9 times out of 10 now, I'm buying digital because digital is so much easier. I actually had to go through last night and make some room on my external. I filled it up, so.
How much was your? How many terabytes was it?
3.
Okay, yeah. See, I've got 2. One of them's a 5, and one of them's a 2. So, yeah, like they had one on sale on Amazon. It was like a 5 terabyte for like $115.
That's a damn good price.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on that shit. I was like, I'll get that, and now I got plenty of room on there. But yeah, it's like, I don't have a problem with getting some stuff digital. Like if it's on sale or whatever, or a good deal, I'll do it. I just like for Xbox exclusives in particular, I gotta have even though I had a digital download code of Quantum Break, I also had to get the physical, just because GameStop was doing the
hard
steelbook
right?
case, yeah, the steelbook case, yeah. So I got that. I was like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like I had to have that.
Well,
hell, I even have Fighter Within, and I keep interrupting you, bro. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I was just gonna say, me and my family, we've definitely adopted digital. I actually started going digital on the 360. Now they didn't like really offer. I don't believe they offered it same day as when the physical came out. But I started buying a lot of games, like going towards the end of the 360 lifespan. I started going digital, and I liked it better. I liked not having to think about where I might have put my game. I wasn't the most organized person with my discs, so they would be in other cases and stuff like that.
I hate that. Mine are all very organized. I got my Xbox shrine of discs. They better go back in the proper cases. And
but then also, I was gonna say also with me and my wife, since we're both gamers, right? We buy one digital copy of the game. And then we have our X1s, with the whole
sharing.
So we're buying at one time, and we're both able to play at the same time, with each other. So that works out a lot for us.
That's a beautiful thing.
We're saving like half the money that way.
And speaking of which, how many messages do you guys get in your inbox, Twitter, Xbox Live, saying, "Hey, you want a game share?"
I don't get that at all.
I've had people ask me that, but I'm like, I already game share with my brother, so.
No.
I'm not on your level yet, Sal.
I don't even know anybody.
He means
random.
people.
I'll just get a random. Hey, want a game share? And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Listen, yeah, sure. Here's my email address. How about my password?
Would you like
my
You want my credit card info while we're at it? It's like
the equivalent of, if anyone's listening, and anyone that does that to South or anybody, when you do something like that, literally that's the equivalent of standing outside of a pizza place and asking the people coming out for $1. Like that's just that's the ultimate mooch. I mean,
damn. So I can't do that no more.
Yeah, well, you can. You're better off asking for a Lucy cigarette. You know what I mean, Sal?
Hey, brother. While you're at it, you gotta smoke.
But listen, hey guys, I just can't resist when and I always say this is rumor, guys. It's rumor. It was only one article written, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. I hope the panel read it today. But whenever there's Neil Druckmann news, or I just gotta read it.
The skeleton crew.
The skeleton crew has become even more shakier bones. Okay, they lost another. Was it a lead? One of the
ice team or whatever that is.
The ice team, which is. That's like they're ninjas. Those are the big boys. Those are the ones. He's actually the gentleman that left Naughty Dog this past week is the man that was responsible for making The Last of Us look so good and run so well from PS3 to the remastered version on the PS4. He got that credit. And like you said, their ICE team is basically like whenever you hear Microsoft sends their ninjas out, basically. So when Microsoft had a lot going on with Crystal Dynamics for Rise of the Tomb Raider, they sent their people out to make sure this thing just worked flawlessly. This man was that version for Sony/Naughty Dog. He's now left. So crap likes to make fun of my joke with the Naughty Dog has.
That's because people try to they always message me some skeleton crew, huh? And they link that Uncharted 4 footage, and I'm like, bro. I never said that. You know what I mean?
That's me. And listen, I'm just saying this. I don't care how you slice or dice it. But you go back a year and a half, 2 years ago, Naughty Dog was this big company. Now they've lost Amy Hennig, a bunch of creative directors, a bunch of just their artists, and now they're losing people on their actual software side that are the debuggers. You know, my whole point is that he's losing people left and right. When you see this, okay, let me put it in pirate terms since everybody likes pirate games so much. Okay, after everybody starts jumping off the goddamn plane and it's just the captain, the ship's going down. And you know, look, I'm not saying I'm buying Uncharted 4 on day one. My thing is, I don't think Uncharted 4 is going to be nearly as in depth or as good as the first three. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean it. I still think.
Okay, and you know what? I mean, that's your opinion, but I mean, let's face facts. The game's finished. You know.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's basically just needs to go gold. So them losing people now really doesn't matter. You know. Well, no,
the people that I'm referring to, South left way like a year ago. The people when I say skeleton,
no. I know they left that one chick for
Amy Hennig.
And yeah, you know, she's doing a Star Wars game now or something like that. And you know,
she's the name that comes up all the time, South. But if you go back far enough, and I don't expect you to, nobody would do this except for the crazy ponies that follow us. If you go back and look at when Sony was doing their major layoffs about a year and a half, 2 years ago, do you remember when they were selling their buildings and this and that? That was shut down a couple of. Then when they sold Sony Online Entertainment, you know, all the property rights and all that stuff. A lot of Naughty Dog people left. Amy Hennig just happens to be the name that everybody keeps saying because she's the top dog.
Well, the game director left, and then they said they totally redid the story or whatever. So.
Right, I did hear that, but you know, as shocking as it may sound, I really don't keep up on a lot of Sony news. Like I'm so worried about what's going on with Xbox that I really don't care what Sony's doing or what they're not doing.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. It's usually so quiet on the Sony side anyway.
You know, if Naughty Dog is losing people, you know, that's sad. I hate to see anybody lose a job or you know, go without work. So I hope that whoever this guy is that you're talking about, I hope that he got into, you know, a better opportunity, you know, for his career. Maybe someone plucked him out. You know, maybe Xbox crept in and say, hey, listen, we want you to work on something.
He'll come and help out on Fable Legends.
Yeah. You know.
Well, before we get into that, because we're going to get into that too, but what I was getting at is that now they're talking about possibly there was. I don't see it happening because they already said, Neil Druckmann already said they went gold. But they're talking about this could be on 2 discs. Crap, did you read the article?
Well, yeah, I saw it. It looks like, I don't know if it'll be 2 discs, but I know that maybe the multiplayer you have to download that separately.
Yes, it would be at a later date.
Yeah, so, but here, let me damage control it like a PlayStation 4 fanboy. Who buys Uncharted 4 for the multiplayer, guys? Come on, like, really?
Yeah.
It's going to be great. It's going to sales, guys.
No, you know, I mean, we all played it. Remember, we all jumped on. We played it, and it's not bad.
But South, here's the thing, and don't get me wrong, I tip my hat to you for playing devil's advocate, but we did. You said it, and we can hear it in your voice. Ready? We got on, we played it. I think even though we played the demo, we're done with it already. We're already done with it.
Right.
So I mean, nobody really cares. And these people that are the, you know, I love it. I love how there's not that many Sony guys that have their own YouTube channels, but there's a lot of PC guys that defend Sony. Why? We'll never figure out because they're playing on a Microsoft system. But these PC guys that seem to love Sony too, they're like, you got to give it a chance. You got to try it. And it's like, why? Nobody, like you said, nobody wants to play Uncharted for the multiplayer. So don't preach that it's something that's that great. It's really not that great.
It's just multiplayer. Come on. I mean, nobody buys Uncharted for multiplayer. That's why they cut it out of the collection. Come on. I mean, who buys Uncharted for multiplayer? That wasn't just a last minute thing that they threw together because Uncharted 4 got delayed. Not at all, guys. Come on. Let's get real here.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to get delayed. I think May 10th is the final date. I will say this: if
Godzilla,
Godzilla,
The Order 1886, the games, they're just amazing, guys. Ratchet and Clank. Come on, man.
Speaking of
The
games,
only
nobody
thing
cares.
amazing about the Order 18 fucking whatever, it was very good looking. Other than that,
It was so memorable that South called it the Order 18 something or another.
no. Hey,
For South, I mean South.
that was the first game I bought for the PS4.
That was mine too.
I was anticipating, the 1080p glory, everything that was touted. And like I said, graphically, it was a very good looking game. Gameplay,
boring. It'll put you to
was
sleep.
dog shit,
Yeah.
and me, I really don't get into the back and forth with Sony and
Well, so we talked about the Order, we talked about Godzilla. I want to talk about another game that nobody gives a shit about on Xbox. It's coming soon, Attack of the Titans.
I've never even heard of this game.
What is the big deal? I keep hearing
Let
about it.
Xbox. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? Because you were kind of jonesing to get in about that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that Attack on Titan is based off a anime series, right? It's been like exclusive in Japan on PlayStation. Now, I went to a couple articles from the past, one of them being Dual Shockers. Please don't judge me on that.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Dual Shockers linked us for our Aaron Greenberg interview.
Wow.
So you know what? I'll give him a shout out.
But the thing was, Koei Tecmo, when they were talking about bringing Attack on Titan, when they're talking about bringing it over to the West, some people asked if it could possibly come on X1 or PC, and they said, well, it's up to the fans. If the fans that have these platforms, if they ask for it enough or whatever, they'll make it, for whatever platform.
But you know what? That's normally the answer you get. Well, we're a small team,
Here's the thing.
If there's a big enough demand, that's usually the
I didn't see this
normal.
huge wave of people with like an X1, knocking down Tecmo's door saying we need Attack on Titan on the X1, which
it's probably easy enough to port it. I mean, you know what I mean?
What it is they're trying to, like, this is my personal opinion from what I see. All right. Japanese titles don't sell, great in the West. They don't sell great in the United States. I don't care what anybody says. If you look at, the J-Stars and everything like that came over here, they sold like shit, right? So if you're Tecmo, you're like, well, damn, we can release it on this one platform over here and watch it do really bad, or we can make it multi-plat over there and at least get something back.
I'm sure those 800 people that buy this game are going to absolutely love it on Xbox One. I guess Iron Wolf is a fan of it or whatever. I don't know. To be honest with you, there's a reason why.
Iron Wolf likes all them, like.
I didn't see the knocking down the door to get this game on this platform. They're going to sell it both physically and digitally on the X1 and PS4, and they're going to sell it digitally on the PC. Now,
I hate to be that guy, but that whole JRPG franchise and that whole genre is dying.
Let me ask you. So it's official. They announced that it's coming for Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Official.
Okay, that's good because like Jeremy Downer, he's one of them.
Jeremy.
Yeah, he's one of them guys that he hates gun games. So that's probably one person who's.
Can somebody? Listen. I watched the gameplay. I watched the advertisement. I gave it a good 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Can somebody please explain to me what is the concept? What do you do? And what's with all the screaming on the rooftops? Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
I can't get too much into that, man. But like I said, I found it interesting because, like I said, Tecmo said if there was like a huge rush of fans that said, oh, we need it on this system, oh, we need it on PC, and they were getting kind of hammered with like these, all these gamers saying that they need it there, then they'll put it on there. I didn't see anything like that, and yet they're still putting it on there. That was the interesting part to me.
Okay. I mean, I just, myself personally, I said, okay, look, everybody knows that I want nothing to do with anime or anime schoolgirls. That just doesn't do anything for me. But I said, well, maybe I saw that it was just trending and people were picking up on it. They're like, wow, it's actually coming to Xbox. So I said, okay, let me check this out. The last time I did this was when I remember when what was it? The Showstopper was talking about crap on BGST. It was a good 6 months ago. There was a game coming out, and we were all like, Zaire was like, "Oh hell no! Oh hell no!" And
it was, you know what? I think it was like One Piece or something.
One Piece.
Yeah.
I said, "What is it?" I said, "You know what? Maybe I got to open my mind. I have to stop. Maybe I'm just stuck in this rut. Let me." And I looked at it, and I was like, "No. What is this?" And I did the same thing yesterday. Or I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Attack on Titans, and I'm like, everyone's making such a big deal about it. I looked at it, and I'm like, who in their right mind would want to play this?
Somebody in the chat says Attack on Titan is a pretty popular anime or manga. What's a
manga? Yeah.
Manga.
What the hell's that?
What is that?
Basically a cartoon.
Yeah, it's a manga is also it's like a comic book style. It's a Japanese comic book type story thing. My wife used to work at Books A Million, and they had a whole manga section.
I've never even heard that word before in my life.
Yo, manga, a lot of times, and I know I'm gonna get some hate for this, but a lot of times manga goes into like incest and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yo, it gets bad, dude.
It's weird, man. It's just
not all of it. I will say not all of it.
Did I see it wrong? Did you guys going back to the game for a second? The huge Titans are naked people that they look like, but they're not just normal naked people. They look like Macy's Day Thanksgiving floats, and they're just kind of like hovering, like forward. They're like top heavy, like forward floating, and then they're just like, they scream in Japanese, and then they just slice them with a katana blade, and then everybody high fives on the ground, and then they do like a little Power Rangers dance, and it's like Act 2. I don't know. That's what the game was. And I'm like, why is everybody so excited about this? I don't understand. What am I missing?
There is a following. Like there is a group of people out there. You know what I'm saying?
But Xbox, there's a group of people for every lunatic category.
I know, man. I'm not giving it credit. I'm not giving it hate. I'm just letting you know. There is a volume of people out there that will buy Attack on Titan stuff. Okay. That's all I'm saying, and the only way I know that is like I said, my wife worked at Books A Million. I saw people coming in. They would get the Attack on Titan, a whole bunch of other stuff. I have no idea about their names, but like she looked into the books and stuff like that herself, and she was like, wow, a lot of this gets crazy. Like she was kind of worried about younger kids going back and reading some of that stuff as well. So.
Now it's even, I think I like the trolling worse in the chat box, and now everybody's talking about weird Japanimation stuff in there. I'm like, get back to calling me a fat ass and stuff, and Xbot and.
Hey, you know what's funny though?
Hey, don't take my name, man.
I really don't know very much, about like the whole manga, whatever the fuck you call it. But my little brother was into it like hardcore. And I thought it was like the weirdest shit ever, and it's actually quite popular with I guess
there's
they
culture
like
out there.
The young 20-somethings right now. Yeah, they're into it pretty heavily,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what is it? Because to me, it's a card, like it's Japanimation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like, no, because, like Japan, they're into like some crazy far out shit. So, like, it's their cartoons. Like, we grew up on,
G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Bugs Bunny, and shit like that. And they grew up on this fucking, like, it's a vampire that steals souls and shit. And it's like, oh, wow, yeah, you're on some far out shit.
That's actually more normal than what the oddities are in Japan, but that's fine. Yeah.
Well, no. But it's
they have
cartoon.
like love manga. They have like death manga or dark manga that gets really, really dark. And the love manga is nothing but like fluffy clouds and hearts, and everybody loves each other all the time. It's like the Care Bears on steroids, kind of. Like it gets, yeah.
No, I mean, look, to each their own. I just didn't see what the big deal was, and I wanted to hear from the panel what you guys were thinking. I thought maybe that you guys could. I thought South. I know Crap stance on it, but I didn't know if maybe Xbot or South, if you guys had any experience with this, because it is a big title, and it's a big let's look at the positive side. It's a big get for Xbox.
Yeah, like how many consoles do you know get kind of like a big Japanese thing that isn't a Japanese console?
Especially when you only have 2 consoles sold in Japan.
Exactly. Like But that's the thing. I'm looking at it like that as well. It's like, wow, Phil Spencer is getting in there, and he's trying to do stuff, for those other gamers out there. You know what I'm saying? People are talking about Japanese titles. Well, Attack on Titan is pretty well known within kind of like that manga culture that in Japan and stuff like that. So if he could get that title on the Xbox, it pretty much doesn't even matter how much it sells. Like he's working to bridge that gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's
So
a beautiful
that's
thing.
real cool.
And that's why one of the reasons why Phil's always like, hey, tip of the cap to this person, because your enemy today might be your best friend tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't think you guys realize in the gaming industry is really, really small. And like a lot of people don't like to beef because you never know. You might be best friends, I mean, like, for instance, look at Major Nelson and Jeff Rubenstein. Jeff Rubenstein used to work for Sony. Now, he's they work hand in hand together, and he's on Major Nelson's podcast.
He's Team Xbox now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said, you never know who you're gonna be working with at any given time.
Well, that's why they do that PR stuff back and forth with each other, Sal. That's a good point. But that's why when people are like, oh, my shout out to so-and-so company that went out of business. I hope they all end up well. And this, I don't do all that because, listen, in the video game business, I try to tell people.
Because we're shock jocks, that's why. We like to be controversial.
Yeah, there's
that. If you lose your job, you fucking
Mooch.
most likely deserved it, to be honest with you.
That's
your boy, Adam Boyes, gave Remedy a shout-out. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that was thanks to Mooch, though.
That
Did
was
you see?
and it's funny,
Mooch
people won't give me credit for it. A guy made a video of me saying that I'm the one that was up their ass all day yesterday. That wasn't going to kind of Adam Boyes never gives a compliment. He never gives a shout out to anybody. Like, never. So, like, he did that because I think the 1,000 retweets got out that we kept pushing all day that I was like, hey, I wrote to, I did, and here's what I do to try and be, I didn't even write to Adam Boyes. I did put at
general
Yoshida.
question.
But I just asked a general question. I didn't put Phil's at in there. I didn't do any of that stuff. I wasn't trying to get the attention of those guys. I was just saying, hey, Sony, this would be a nice time for you to say, hey, nice, congratulations on releasing a new IP, like Phil did with Bloodborne. And, I said this would be a nice time to do that since it's a big company and Remedy. And nothing. Then by the end of the day, you see something, and it was, it was definitely a copy.
I got a feeling Yoshida was like, "Yo, Adam, get your fat ass out there and say congratulations."
Yeah, just say something. Yeah,
but and it was nice, and it was much overdue.
Yeah, it was. You know what's funny? Did you see the picture of Yoshida using the Oculus?
Wait, did you see that? He
No, I didn't see it.
Made fun of it. He goes, there's an annoying light that comes in under the nose. So he took a nightcap, something what the old-fashioned people used to do when they go to sleep. They put a nightcap over your eyes so that like you refrain light. He tucks a nightcap under the nostril part, the nose section of Oculus. He goes, there, that's better. Basically saying you have a shitty design. Like that's a slap in the face.
Yeah, well, because that's gonna be their biggest.
Yeah, but see, here's my point. Why can Sony, neglect Phil when he asks them to do the Ice Bucket Challenge? It takes until 5 million people retweet Yoshida and Adam Boyes before they actually say congratulations to reciprocate on what Microsoft does when they have a successful launch. Then you've got Yoshida coming out making fun of Oculus. You don't think Oculus people are pissed off? Forget about me. Who gives a shit about me in this channel? I'm saying Oculus, if I was Oculus, I'd be like, that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Here he goes again. And it's like, I don't know. To me personally, I just don't see why people keep defending him. What did Yoshida do for all these Sony fans? Has he gotten you guys, are you guys getting like free games? Like, are you guys getting, what is happening? I don't understand all this stuff. So,
I'll be honest with you. I hope I get a review copy of Uncharted. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Obviously, I'm gonna buy the game. You know what I mean? So it's not that I'm just just trying.
Collector's edition on this for this guy.
No, definitely not a collector's edition.
No, that's what I have.
I'm not that big of a fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I am.
and I'm definitely not gonna get any answer on this show. You know what I mean? But
I have all of them, man. I got the 3 on the PS3. I got the Vita one. I got the collection. I've got, I'm saying? I'm a fan of that series. I love it, man.
What do you guys think? Did you guys see what he? Did you guys see? You guys did or did not see the Yoshida tweet about Oculus?
I did.
Like I said, I don't pay attention to that camp.
Well, you don't understand, South. I don't subscribe to Yoshida. Yoshida has me blocked. I can't talk to him anymore. My point is, there's people on Xbox community that send it to me.
Crap, they're homies. You know what I mean?
I did congratulate him once.
You know, you gotta do the PR like I did for Crap. You know what I mean? You gotta,
Fabe.
Hey, you gotta mend those fences.
You do. We gotta mend the fences, people. Not
coexist.
Exactly, just like Ryan McCafferty says, guys. Come on, right?
Like,
that's another guy. Somebody needs to mend that fence.
I love when you said McCafferty.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is that he still has me blocked, and I've never even said anything to him. I was just in a tweet that was like that had a meme of him that was like that PS4 is a beast or something like that. Like that was it. I think he blocked everybody.
What it is because when you guys did your BGST show and it said everybody wants Ryan McCaffrey's head on a platter, you know, and I mean obviously
that's just clickbait. Come on now.
but you know, it still sticks in his craw. You know what I mean?
In Crap's defense, let's be honest. IGN's entire empire stands on clickbait. So I mean, here's what's the old saying, right? If you don't dish it if you can't take it, you know. And it's like IGN and these guys, they can't take it, but every day they dish out, you know, a zinger or some sort of one-liner that's BS. And it's like I don't understand why we're supposed to. The minute somebody like me or Crap or Zaire, somebody makes a comment, we're the bad guy. We're not the bad guys. We're just stating what people don't want to say. You know, it's what they're That's what most of the tweets I get are, Mooch, I really was thinking the same thing you were saying. That's amazing. That's so funny. That's why I follow you. You say what I'm thinking. People just don't want to come out and say it. You know, I don't. Same thing like I'm saying when. You know, these companies that are going out of business, they don't go out of business. They don't lose their job. Most of these people just go to another company to start programming. They get scooped up right away. We all know this, right? Like the guy from Bungie left this week, too. One of the lead guys on Destiny.
Yeah, the lead writer for the story writer.
Yeah, the story writer.
The story writer. The story left before he did. So
yeah. You think he's at the unemployment line right now, or do you think he's getting ready and moving his cardboard box to a new office?
Looking through he has choices, you know.
Listen. If there was a story on Destiny and he had anything to do with it, regardless of what you think about it having a story or not, he just came from one of the biggest selling games of the last couple years. He's not at the unemployment office at all.
That's my point.
He's probably bringing his awesome writing skills to Horizon Zero Dawn.
His awesome writing skills. Nice.
Yes, I mean that's gonna be amazing. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I just think that like literally, I don't. Getting into Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever the hell that thing's going to be called, whatever it's going to be called, it's going to be coming out in 2017. And you know, they don't have anything coming this fall, but everyone that's anybody in the business that we're all in, everyone, oh, that's coming, The Last Guardian's coming, don't worry about it, it's going to be a fan-filled fall by Sony.
No, I don't trust none of that, man. I don't trust any of that, not for anything. Look how Sony dragged people for how many years with The Last Guardian, and it's still not out yet.
It's still not out.
Like, Sony has a track record, this gen, you know, going into other gens, but this gen, of delay on delay on delay. I don't know how anybody.
No, hit after hit.
I don't know how anybody.
And it keeps coming, and coming.
Hit after hit.
Oh my God! I still can't believe that guy was saying that. It was like what? It was like snore after snore after. What happened?
PSX doesn't have enough material. They don't have enough money to act. Sony's just doesn't. And now I'm hearing, okay, so now we're probably definitely going to see a God of War 4 at E3. I do think that we will.
You know what?
I told you.
Hey, how unfortunate though that, like, why would that guy have, you know, any kind of materials on his personal website to get hacked? Like, what the fuck were you thinking, idiot?
Oh, I know. They released all that. That was insane, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because there was a leak of some God of War 4 stuff. Was it last week or a few days ago?
Yeah,
because they hacked into this guy's personal website, and they found some, you know, some pre-work or whatever the hell you call it. It's like, dude, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at that
I
too.
just want to say there was a shout out to Jay Will, the graphic god.
Shout out to Jay Williams. Yeah, Jay Williams is supposed to make it tonight. Oh, there he is. He's here.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's here.
I thought he said in the
Snuck in. He snuck in.
Oh, he snuck. He
Tell the-
crept through.
Tell the truth, you guys didn't even know I wasn't there.
Jay Williams had a funny joke.
Nah, you know, honestly, as soon as you came in, my screen got brighter, and you know what I mean. Like, everything got high definition.
It's got something programmed so all of our icons get better looking.
I got more P's out of my computer monitor.
Oh, did you see the new logo he did for Gamer Knows
Gamer
Best?
Knows Best. Yeah, he did a fantastic one. Hey, did you guys? You know what I get whenever I do a podcast? Jay messages me. He goes, "Man, there's something wrong with that with that graphic. I got to fix it up, man. Why is this
I know. I love getting those emails. Like, hold on, hey. I had to tweak something here. This is the last one, I promise.
He's like the one you.
But look at your icons down the bottom. So Craps, yours is perfectly transparent.
Yes.
Mooch's has a light gray background. Mine has a light gray background, and I've compressed them all the same way. Just I'm not sure why it's doing that. They should all be transparent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Mine looks great. Like on this one, it looks fantastic. But see, the thing is, I'm not sure what happens. Like whenever I go to somebody else's podcast, this one comes up, right? But whenever I do one on my own channel, it's the other one. So I have to go back in and fix it with this one.
Yeah, you have to go update it. Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Hey, Jay, I hope that's not the last email I get, brother. You better not be done making my logo.
No. I know, right?
I love that I can get the best of, like, for me, the Trinity. You know what I mean? I got you, I got Diego, and I got Crip. Like, man, I gotta get the best of all worlds. So you know,
those guys are awesome as well.
Yeah, you guys are all very talented. Shout out to all those guys. They listen to the show as well. I mean, moving on to another subject here at hand. We brought it up briefly, but I think we should continue talking about it. There is the rumor mill is circulating about Fable Legends coming back by Microsoft dishing the IP off to someone other than Lionhead. And, it was funny, one of the tweets, speaking of, and it's funny, I don't want to hop back on. Me and Ryan McCaffrey have a really fun relationship. I've been blocked by him twice, and now we're back in good graces. So it's been...
Oh, you guys do talk?
Yeah, me and Ryan are good.
Okay.
And
another PR move by Southie.
Southbound and down, Mr. Yeah, you're like the I don't know what kind of nickname we can give you. The healer, the fixer upper.
I'm the fixer.
You're the fixer. You're the wolf from the hell was it called there? Shit, I can't even remember. But anyways, moving on. Pulp Fiction. Thank you.
No, come on, man. Talk about me a little bit more.
Let's talk about
don't move on. We're going to get started,
Hey, Mooch. What
do you got?
Jamie Moran tweeted that thing where he's like hit after hit. The best part about that is the look on the face of the guys when it comes back to them, and they're like, "What the fuck is this guy smoking?"
Brian Altano's face is the guy in the middle from IGN. His face is like dropped.
Hey, well, you guys do know Northern California has like the best weed in the world and shit. So,
here we go.
I think British Columbia's got that.
Oh wow, there you go.
Yeah, British Columbia's got that crown, I think.
British Columbia's got the crown.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to compare one day.
Ryan McCaffrey made a comment. He goes, "No, Microsoft, you don't save the IP and close the studio. You save the studio and make a new IP." And I got to say with Ryan, I don't agree with him. I know where he's coming from. He's thinking, here we go with the PR, the politically correct, the PR thing to say is save the jobs. But in all honesty, Microsoft's taking their very valuable IP and they're going to dish it off to some company.
Hey, Mooch, let's see. You're a company, you hire me. You're like, my job is to do AAA games. 6 years later, I have no AAA games. What's going to happen? How's that going to end?
You're fired.
Exactly. All right.
Well, no, you know what? I mean, let's be honest. The game was 99.9% done, Right. And, I mean, it's ready to go. The problem is it's free to play. So
you just have to hand it off to somebody to hit the button to say export.
Yeah, pretty much. The people that they're looking at is a bunch of Lionhead Studios developers, like under an independent studio. That's what they're
Well,
considering.
good. Yeah, so when everybody was like, "Oh, but these guys are gonna lose their jobs," it's like, wait, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, all the freelancers are gone. Anybody of any real talent, Microsoft probably kept.
Oh, you know damn well they did. You know,
Yeah, and
you know,
I think they're going to
there is a big rumor that Rare's working on more than one game right now. So
Yeah.
you know,
I heard they're working on like
Conquer.
Battletoads or Banjo Kazooie. That's what I heard. So
well, they should. They should be working on all, both of those.
Get rid of that villain part with the overhead look thing, that 4 player versus 1. Get rid of that and make the game what it was. Make it the RPG version of Fable Legends and take a good year and a half. Because if you come back, I've said this before, I'll say it again, everyone loves a comeback story in this country. So if out of nowhere, not this E3, but next E3, they're like Fable Legends coming this fall, because they can do that, because the game, like you said, is almost done. So they can say coming this fall, and it'll be fall 2017, and it's just an RPG game. Huge hit. Huge.
Well, they were adding a ton of RPG stuff lately anyway, right? They knew that that 1v4 thing wasn't going to work out too well. Like, I mean, that wasn't really, look at Evolve tried to do that and didn't work out well. Like, games try to do that and it doesn't work out well. So they were starting to add a lot more RPG elements, and it was actually pretty fun. That's what I said. I was like, just release the game and let people like buy some.
Let me ask you guys a question here on the panel. Do you think maybe the reason why they just said to hell with it because of the whole cross Windows Xbox One play, they couldn't quite get it right, and it's like, you know what, let's just cut it right now, because now it'd be one thing if it was just gonna be straight Xbox One, because that was, like I said, pretty much done. But maybe the whole situation was the crossplay.
South, no excuse, because they just get rid of the crossplay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel.
But the game's still coming out.
It could. That's the rumor.
Well, that's the rumor. The game's still coming out. So what I'm thinking is there's going to be no crossplay, and it's just going to be a straight.
Well, I mean, look, I can't be the only one that thinks that this crossplay thing seems really rushed. And, like, people complaining to me, they're like, crap, if this was Sony, you'd be flipping out about it. I'm like, look, no sympathy from me. Still, if you're going to get it on PC, I don't give a shit how it runs on PC. I don't give a shit how these games work on PC or if you get your fucking code. I don't care. I wipe my ass with PC codes. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Microsoft really rushed this whole ecosystem thing, and it shows. You know what I mean? But I'm not having any sympathy for anybody. You get the fucking Xbox One for under $300, play the games on it. You know what I mean? It's not fucking rocket science.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to. Here's the thing. I never played the beta, and everyone spoke very highly of it. And as far as the way it looked, but I think the way that the game was laid out originally, it just wasn't going to make it. It wasn't.
It was a gorgeous game, and
you know what? The game, because I played like a pre. I guess it was a pre-final, version of it, and then I played
with your gamer tag splattered all over the place on there. So you
yeah. No. Basically, I played a shitty-looking version of it, and then the damn near finished version of it, and it was completely like night and day. Like, they really did polish it up really, really well.
The lighting in that was oh man, it was amazing.
Well, see, now the game's quote unquote canceled, so we could talk about it and not, there's no repercussions.
Struck me, and your eyes see light. When you're looking at something in front of you, you're looking at light bouncing off of it. So lighting is something really big. Yeah, that's scientifically.
I've never heard.
All your eyes see is light. All your eyes see. That's why if you go into a dark room, it takes a second for your eyes to adjust. Your eyes are opening up to let light in. Your eyes only see light.
I'm just busting your balls, right?
No, okay.
Sounds.
Don't mess with me, man. We haven't gamed enough for me to know your jokes,
Mooch's new channel coming out soon. Physics by Xbot448.
Xbot.
I have that in my podcast, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. We'll start it off on your channel.
There we go. But so lighting is huge in the immersion of a game of a video game.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm getting more into the business aspect of it. I mean, look, I'm happy. Fable is not something that Microsoft's just going to let go. They own the IP. They're definitely going to bring it back. If they bring back Legends,
you know what?
that's fine.
Listen. Everybody wants Fable 4.
Right. That's the way it is.
Down to it.
I want
everybody
both.
wants Fable 4.
I
honestly,
gone south.
like I said, I don't want to see anybody without a job. That's what to me matters most. Like if you ever hear about me, talking about like Sony side, Nintendo side, I hate to see anybody lose their jobs. You know what I mean? Regardless, because everybody has a family to feed. You know what I mean? And that to me is number one, regardless of what side you're on. I hope everybody's gainfully employed and people are eating. You know what I mean? So that game was done. I don't care if it doesn't come out or not. I want to see. I want to know.
South, would you rather have a Fable 4 or would you rather go the route that like I would like to see? When they were talking about a reboot of Fable, I was really kind of into that because I think with Fable 1, 2, and 3, they sped so fast forward. You know what I'm saying? You started off with just like the swords and everything in Fable 1. By Fable 3, you had the rifles and handguns and everything like that. I thought they could have taken their time a little bit more and set up more of like a more consistent antagonist.
Well, Crap, you did a couple videos, Crap, on Fable 1, 2, and 3. You did a review recently on Fable 3 just a couple days ago. And what's your take? What was the progression, pros and cons, as you went from 1 to 3? Why do you think some people lost interest?
Well, 1 was good, but that damn game, even like the anniversary version, had so many damn loading screens. Like it was hard to really get into the action, right? And then 2 was really good. Like that was the best one. And then 3, they rushed it out because 2, I guess, sold pretty well, got a lot of high accolades and stuff. So they rushed 3 out, and 3 took a step back. Although I did like some of the more combat stuff with like the guns and stuff. They simplified that, but there was no like traditional pause screen. You like had to go into like this room, and it was like weird. I don't know. And they took away some of the expressions that you could use and things like that, which kind of sucked. And you know what I mean? So they took a step back. But they did take a few steps forward, like you control your property and fix up your properties that you owned and stuff, like without having to be at that property. Because in 2, you had to be at that property to do that.
Right.
In 3, you didn't have to. So I liked all of them. I think they were all great. And I liked the humor most of all. You know what I'm saying? But it was like 3 took a step back. I would have liked to see one. The last real one was in 2010, which was Fable 3. Here we are in 2016. Theoretically, Fable 4 should have just been a thing by now. You know what I mean? And we'd all be, I think, much happier.
Yeah, I think that seems to be what the masses wanted, and for some reason, we know there's nothing coming down the pipe with that as of yet.
Okay, well, let me ask you guys something. How much do you think Peter Molyneux not being there anymore had to do with the closing the line?
I think, the closing of Lionhead, not much.
I don't think it was a lot at all.
The decline of interest in Fable, probably to a degree, because that was his
baby. I mean, that's basically what I meant. It's all tied into one question.
Okay, I got you.
So, the whole Fable, Lionhead, I mean that as a, general, like, together. What do you guys think? Do you think that Peter Molyneux not being there anymore, was the decline
whenever you actually lose your captain, or you lose something like that, you do see that a little bit of this all ties in, by the way, with my Neil Druckmann story. When you lose somebody, I'll tie this all in. When you lose key members, okay, you can see that some of the magic is lost, and that goes with movies. It goes with directors for movies. It certainly goes with directors and writers for games. Hint, hint, Naughty Dog, Skeleton Crew. And, and like I say...
oh, man, it's going to be your game of the year.
It's not fair, South, to sit here and say that we're going to have a conversation about Peter Molyneux leaving and then not say that Amy Hennig and the creative director for the first 3 Uncharted's leaving has no impact. Again, I do want to go on record because, everyone likes to do the expose. I'm saying that I think Uncharted 4 will do very well. I think it's going to be
that
great.
game's getting
Oh,
a
you did-
90,
listen, but let me
it's getting a
finish.
90 plus
Yeah.
Metacritic, and it's going to sell a
Did
shit
you see
ton.
that tweet yesterday? We were all tagged in. They're like, "What do you guys gonna think the Metacritic?" I go, "You know what? I'm gonna go out on the leaf here, and I'm gonna say 99." I mean, come on.
I think that game, not Metacritic. I'm only gonna do the IGN Polygon. I bet you they give it an 8.5. I think it's gonna get an 8.5. And here's the thing: I'm gonna get a lot of people from the Sony side be like, 8.5 is good, better than Quantum Break, you know. But my point is this, though: 8.5 is good for most games. Great for a new IP. Not great for an Uncharted series who got 10 out of 10 the past 2 or 3
Well,
games.
it's not just an Uncharted series either. It's the end of like Drake's story. You know what I'm saying? It's the end. It's the end of an era.
They say that they don't mind it going off. This
Yeah,
game's
it's
going
not-
to sell
yeah.
like 7 million copies. Sony's going to want another one, whether or not Naughty Dog does it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I mean,
because didn't the director say the next one could be done by a different?
yeah, he said they would still play a role in it. I guess in the same sort of role that 343 probably had a couple people out there for the Master Chief Collection, but they didn't like do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, yeah, of course.
Well, I think Neil Druckmann doesn't want anything to do with Uncharted. I think he's doing it because he has to. I think he wants to focus on The Last of Us and possibly a new IP, which personally, and I know Crap doesn't, well, I don't know how Crap feels about this because he's also not a huge Uncharted fan. I prefer The Last of Us over Uncharted.
I hated The Last of Us. I couldn't even finish
man.
that shit.
You know
The Last of Us was awesome.
I had a trouble getting into it.
I liked it a lot, but that's because but you gotta understand something, Crap. You gotta look at everybody and dig deep, right? You don't really care for Walking Dead. You don't really care for apocalyptic ending games. I like that stuff.
Okay.
And what I liked about The Last of Us was I did enjoy the fact
You
that
like
it
the
wasn't.
multiplayer.
No, well, I did. But
Yeah.
that's another story. I also played through the story twice. What I'm trying to say is that, and I'm waiting.
You don't
I'm
even get but like one trophy.
Listen.
I was like 9-10 hours in. I'm like, I have no
I know.
trophy.
They don't give trophies at all, but what I'm trying to say is they did a great job with the story with it not being zombies. It was a disease that metamorphosized like
Spores.
people, yeah, which was neat. It was a neat little take on it. I thought it was interesting how you had 3 different types of enemy, and one was just like they called a runner basically. The middle one was like a sleeper, and then the end was that one that was just with the clicker. And I thought they did a really good job with that. The multiplayer was very well done. And the fact of the timing, the way that the game is played, it's a slow, really, God, you really get immersed into the I played the multiplayer for 2-3 months straight, hours a day. I really liked how
Damn, hard to picture Mooch on a PlayStation console for hours.
Well, I had to get both of my wrists put into casts because I had carpal tunnel that summer. Yeah,
Live-in therapist.
Yeah, exactly. It was awful, dude. Like, it hurts your hands playing. I'm even playing through the Uncharted collection right now, and when I get done, I have to fucking soak my hands in Palmolive and ice them. It really is an awful controller.
And they come out so beautifully clean.
I mean,
My mom's 30 years older than me, and I bet you can't tell the difference.
bringing back those 80s commercials.
You know it's showing my age.
But I mean, I think, and listen, I just want to say, I do think you're going to see 8s and 8.5s for Uncharted because the story.
Anybody that gives Uncharted an 8 or an 8.5 will probably
They're
get
gonna
fired.
Yep.
You're gonna get burned at the stake.
Cheese, show me a Coke.
If they do that and they get canned, then I expect everyone on Twitter that's always like,
Dude,
come on, Mooch, what about people's
I can tell you right
jobs?"
now, Jeff Gertzman, the guy who gave Gears Ultimate and Quantum Break a 4 out of 10, he's gonna give Uncharted 4 like a 9 out of 10 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just even though he quote unquote doesn't like third-person shooters.
Did you see he got slapped on the hand by, who was it there? Nob, or who is it there? The guy who does Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I saw that. Like that, somebody had retweeted that. I guess that was from a while ago or something,
Well,
right? Or was that a new one?
I thought it was new, but even if
Ed
it was old because it was something to do with
The latest Mortal Kombat, right? Where he said he saw Scorpion in Unreal Engine 4 that looked good, and then Ed Boon was like, "That's why you signed NDAs."
Yeah, he goes, I think in your, because he said in a dream I saw this. He goes, I think in that same dream you also signed an NDA, meaning like shut the hell up. Yeah. And this Jeff Gertz, I don't know him, I don't care. He's a nobody, but like personally, I think that, you know, he's like you said, crap. It's clearly an agenda, and you know, like, and here's the thing. You said he's not even good. Here's the kicker. I wish that Jeff would review Uncharted 4. He's not. They're going to give it to somebody who's an Uncharted fan.
Yeah.
A fan is going to, like Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty when they were with IGN, they're the ones that reviewed Uncharted and The Last of Us when they were with IGN. Well, they're Sony fanboys.
Well, you know what?
They should give Uncharted to their racing professionals.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They should just
real quick, guys, before you continue. I just got to give a shout out to Jamie Moran because he's like the guy behind the scenes, the fact checker.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Jamie Moran is my second screen, by the way. Like,
I love that dude. You know what I mean?
He was on Gamers Know Best with me the other day. He's a really funny dude. You know,
I just love that. You know what I mean? Like we were like, what the hell is that guy's name? Boom. The next thing you know, a tweet comes through. 30 seconds later, and he's got your back. So shout out to Jamie.
He's a damn good dude. He watches all the podcasts, which is really
I know.
cool.
Yeah, he supports us all, and what I mean. Like I said, I love the dude. So shout out to Jamie.
Yeah, what up, Jamie?
Nice work, Jamie. Well, somebody was saying something. It was Xbox.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally killed it, but I had to get it.
I don't even remember. No, I just said that Jamie's my second screen. Yeah.
Oh.
Like I have him on my phone right now. I have Twitter on my phone, and
I was in the middle of making some kind of point, and then I forget what the hell.
It was the Jeff Gertzman stuff, and I said you had asked a question to Rand last week. You said, "Well, is he gonna review Uncharted 4?" And he goes, "No."
And he said probably not. Yeah.
It'll be somebody else. And that I found even more appalling. Because I was
it should be their racing specialist.
I remember.
Loves racing.
I remember my point. Like the people that take the reviews and stuff so seriously really shouldn't. Because look at the Metal Gear Solid 5. What is that? 5 reviews, right? That game had no story or anything, and that's something 90 plus on Metacritic, right? Look at Dark Souls 3. Everybody jumped on that bandwagon. It's 90 plus Metacritic or whatever. And now we know it's borderline unplayable. It drops down to single frames per second on the console. So So and yet these games are getting perfect scores and stuff. So the whole situation is kind of a joke to me anyway. People sitting up there going 77 for Quantum Break. It's what, play the game, and then you'll see that it's not that. You know what I mean? It's not.
Right. It's not.
And let's be honest. If anybody's buying a game based on Metacritic,
I
slap
can't
yourself.
tell you the last time I ever went to Metacritic.
Well, I'm not gonna go that route and start telling everybody to slap themselves.
Hey guys, I just wonder if I could say something real quick about Quantum Break. There was this whole thing about how somebody beat the game in 4 hours, and me and my wife were talking about this yesterday, and we just want to let it be known, if you ran through a game like that and beat it in 4 hours, you didn't play the game. You have no idea what's going on.
I got no argument.
No. You can. No, you can. You could do it, but you have to skip. You have to skip the movie scenes. I mean, you literally.
Yeah. Don't look for any intel. Don't look for any.
Right. You're not playing the game.
Yeah, but
that's not playing the game.
You're not playing the game. Me and my wife. She's the one who said that. I was like, babe, that's absolutely brilliant. That is so true. If you did that. If I saw somebody else is like, oh yeah, the game's about 4 to 5 hours. I was like, where? Because I'm in there looking for everything.
Right now.
And if you beat the game in 4 hours, you didn't play the game.
Listen, there's speed runs and everything. There's
I could beat Super Mario Brothers 3 on NES in 36 minutes.
Listen, Macca91, he did a speed run through it the other day. I don't remember how long it took, but I mean, if you've already played it, and you know where everything's at, where you're going, boom, 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 jumping through the, the buildings and everything else, doing all the parkour. You could probably get done in 5 hours or so. But to say, I went through it in 4 hours and it was trash, you didn't play.
You didn't play the game, exactly, man.
That's like saying you beat Sonic the Hedgehog and all you did is push right and hit A.
Yeah. Right. You went through Mario and you just jumped in one of the fucking tunnels and then
warp tunnels. I love the warp tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when I saw that hitting Twitter, it's 4 hours. Oh look, this game's trash. I was like, whoever did that, didn't play the
I got
game.
into an argument. I got into an
No
argument.
idea.
I know who it is. I got into an argument with him, and he's like, "Well, no." I go, "Buddy, that was deliberate. You either already played through it and then just rushed through it again and did a, you know what I mean? Or I'm like, you did that to get." No, he goes, "No," and then he covers himself. He goes, "No, I liked the game. It was really cool. It was just really short." I'm like, "It's not really short."
No,
I mean,
it's not.
here I'm on
Not
Act 3. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I'm almost at like 7.5 hours right now. Like I'm just enjoying it. I'm walking around, checking stuff out. I'm looking for the
And
collectibles.
And everything.
The replay value is really high because not only do you have the different decisions to make and stuff like that on your second run and stuff like that, but the way they set it up, the set pieces, like when the enemy AI come in, your creativity is also your replayability. You know what I'm saying? So now you can go back in.
Right.
Now that you have a better feel for the game, now you can really go in and try like comboing different things together, blowing this up over here, swing. You know what I'm saying?
Because as most people know, Quantum Break, you have choices to make in the game.
Yeah.
And so you know, when you're done with it, you're like, well, I wonder how exactly it changed if I would have chose.
That's
that's
where I'm at right now. Is like, oh man, I want to go and make those other decisions now.
Exactly.
But then,
so if I beat it in 4 hours, you only beat half the game.
What I think is funny though is a couple people in the chat, they're like, "Oh, now they're damage controlling," because we said, listen, The Order 1886 was 5 hours with the movie included.
You couldn't skip the cutscenes. That's the
You couldn't even
difference.
skip them. So it's
Yeah.
4.5 to 5 hours with the cutscenes.
Yeah.
This here with the cuts. You see, the guy who said that was 4 or 5 hours, and then he admitted he cut everything out, and he didn't get any collectibles or anything. You can see his gamer score is just minimal. He didn't get much on it. And it was
okay. So people actually looked the dude up who said he's
no. He put listen. The guy put his own picture up of his achievements and everything. So he wasn't hiding it.
He showed that he legit beat it in 4 hours or whatever. So because it tells you game.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you,
we
Kyle.
hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say though, when it comes to these people that speed run through this stuff and Quantum Break and all that, they're not real gamers. Speedrunners are not real gamers. It's just a pony show, and I'm so tired of these people being idolized. I mean, if you're a gamer, you're gonna enjoy the game, whether it's Mega Man, whether it's Super Mario Brothers. Play the game and enjoy it. Don't speed run to show off.
I could see doing speedruns as like a casual side thing. But you still need to experience the game, and the replay value
and
is
that's
in,
the whole
in
thing
the story.
with Remedy. They're storytellers, and I'm obviously we're gonna compare it to like a Naughty Dog. You know what I mean?
Man, Mooch was all in on the chat, man.
They tell stories, and you can't speed run through a game like that. And call it damage control, but
Call it whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I mean seriously.
I'm just gonna call him a flat-out idiot for speed running. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
That game is like literally you find art all through the game. Like that game is a literal piece of art to me.
It's a masterpiece, yeah.
I said it. I was on Twitter and I said, you know what, you guys created a masterpiece. I mean, I'm not gonna say I give it a 10 because I don't think there's any 10s out there.
Yeah, no 10s.
But it's pretty goddamn close. And
I gave it a 9.75.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I did. That's what I'm saying. I did. It was like fucking. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think people. The problem is anybody that here's my issue, and I actually wanted to have Red Dragon on because me and Red generally agree on 99% of things. The only thing I didn't really agree with his latest review on Quantum Break was he gave the review a very good review, but he said he recommended to buy it, but he said I can understand where you would want to rent it. And see, that's where I got a problem. Whether it's The Order or whether it's this, if you want Sony and Microsoft to keep on making take risks and put money out of their pocket to make these new IPs, you've got to go buy them, and you have to support
I saw
them.
him tweet it out, and like he's like, it's on sale, $47, and I'm thinking to myself, are people really that hard up for that $13? Like saving that extra $13? They digging into fucking couch cushions, like when they're looking for their Xbox Live money, Mooch. Like, hey, hold on, let me get this extra. Like really, come on, man. Like the game just came out. You gotta support it. As much shit as I got, I bought the collector's edition of what the hell is that? The Order. You know what I'm saying? That was my first PS4 game. I bought it new, bought the collector's edition. I bought, you know what I'm saying? You gotta support these games. Like so many people talk shit and then they don't back it up. You know what I mean? Just buy the games. If you want games, support it.
Right.
Right. Period.
Right. You agree with? I'm right, but let me tell you why you're wrong. Right?
No, I agree.
Well, listen. I was tagged in one of the pony, fucking shit talking Quantum Break,
Stable
down.
talk. You were
Yeah,
in stable talk.
Stable talk. Yeah, okay. So I was
South
tagged
is
in,
riding the pony.
Never riding.
Whoa.
Never riding no pony. No. So I was tagged in, one of the stable talk, like you said, and I noticed one of the guys said, "Man, I just got you coming back from GameStop," and this guy said, the guy who worked at GameStop said that they just had a bunch of people just return their Quantum Break, and they were so disappointed in it. And I'm thinking, well, hey, cool. At least they bought it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, there was a sale on the game, so if you didn't like it, cool. At least you still spent your $65 on it.
Well, you can always tell like how it is. Like this game come out, I don't know if you get it as much as we get it, South, but
I definitely don't, because
I've been flooded with the hate, with the that like the jealousy and all that shit. You know what I mean? Just like they're so jealous of it. You know what I mean? Like they literally, if you're a PS4 owner, your last like big huge AAA game was Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne. And your next game will be Uncharted.
February of last year.
Yeah, and their next game would be May of this year.
Somebody's tried to start a petition to have Quantum Break on PS4. So
I'm not surprised.
Oh man,
sorry.
gotta love those petitions.
Hey, listen, guy in the chat, Mohammed, he makes a comment. He goes, Quantum Break 720p, so it's trash. Hey, Mohammed, thanks for the segue, because PS4 to stream to PC is only available in 720p. So another crappy feature brought to you by Yoshida and friends.
Yeah, enjoy that, man. How's that? They won't play it, right? And they don't like 720p. PlayStation Now, nobody uses that because it's all 720p. So.
Yeah, 720p, Mohammed, on PS4 streaming.
Hey, dude, it's just all the narrative. I try telling that to everybody. I tell that to BGST. The Xbox One could do everything 1080p, and it would be something else. You know what I mean? It would be. They would still look. Fanboys see it, and that goes for Xbox fanboys too. I see Xbox fans post pictures, and they go, "This one looks better," right? And I'm like, they're the same fucking thing. You know what I mean?
What it is Microsoft's the evil empire. You know what I mean?
I look at them as the good guys to me.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
It became popular to hate on Microsoft, so since it's like that's still kind of the way.
Somebody's got a Windows phone.
Oh yeah, that's me. 15.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's got a Windows phone.
Someone's got a Windows phone.
I actually have the Windows.
I'm sorry.
10.
I'm sorry.
Windows strong.
I'm a Windows 10 insider as well. So.
South, I heard you came over to. Did I hear you got an iPhone?
Me? Hell no.
Oh,
no, he said he threw an iPhone. He threw it and it broke. Okay.
No, hell no. I got the
flip phone?
The Edge. I got the 7 Edge, baby.
Oh, I thought you said
I was gonna pour champagne on it, but I'm not Lil Wayne.
Hey Mooch, you'll change when they come out with the Surface phones. You'll be changing, man.
Listen, there's this tweet of a cat riding a pony.
Okay. Yeah.
What is it?
Dude,
wow, I just see that.
It's Southbound. It's a cat riding a pony.
Did they tag me in it?
Yeah. I did, South. Much love, South.
That's awesome.
Yeah, baby.
How do I know this? I have no
It's Shetland, too.
Yeah.
I know my ponies.
Nice. Well, I don't know. Crap, you did a video on it. What's the whole deal with the 720p?
Actually, it's default 540p when you stream from PS4 to PC.
Where's the power?
I don't know. Not only that, but there's a lot of latency issues.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Dude, hey, I don't know, man. Where's that 50% more power, man? I've yet to see it, to be honest.
They don't have shit. Listen, man. I don't give a shit what Digital Foundry does. That's what somebody was saying that I actually do appreciate on one of the YouTube channels I follow. They said, listen, nobody would know any different. Crap, I think you said it too. No one would know any different on any of these games if it wasn't for places like Digital Foundries.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same, okay? I don't care if GTA 5 had 4 or 5 extra shards of grass.
I gotta say something, Mooch. I still question Digital Foundry on the use of MS Paint. I mean, that thing is so outdated. It's from what, like 1995,
Yeah.
after Windows 3.1.
Yeah.
How can they even say they're sophisticated enough to know how to count pixels in that thing?
All right, if you guys can, if I'm doing this wrong, then let me know. But ever since I came across NX Gamer's channel, I Digital Foundry doesn't even exist to me anymore. NX Gamer, I like the way he breaks down his analysis and how he handles everything like evenly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do me a favor. Shoot a tweet out about it, or his YouTube, his
Okay.
video, so I can retweet it. I want to watch it. I want to see what he says. I want to see what you're talking about. So let's give this cat some press.
Yeah.
Everybody retweet him. You know what I
Dude's
mean?
awesome.
Hey, well, you know what's funny? When I did that video about what was that, Dark Souls 3 being like 9 frames per second on PS4, people tried giving me shit for it. But I linked the fucking Polygon article where they said it. You know what I mean? Like, people just don't believe. They're like, but what if Digital Foundry said it ran great on PS4? I'm like, you know what? I'll just say this. Digital Foundry does not run the whole game. A reviewer who played the whole game would know more about how it performs than Digital Foundry fucking picking a 20-minute section of game and running some spectral fucking analysis. You know what I'm saying? They do that shit all the time. You know what I mean? They don't run it over the whole game. It's just like they pick and choose what to do it over.
Right.
You know?
Oh, and then they say that some of the PNGs that people take are so high resolution they can count the still pixels in it. Give me a break, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, even when the games are exactly the same, they almost 99.9% of the time will give the win to the PS4 version for some reason. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
Yep.
They're like they're the same. That's like Mooch's thing. It's right. You know, they're even, but here's why the PS4's version's better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously, come on.
It's just it's something this is where I always say that there's that media bias, because even when there's no problem, crap's right, they find something ridiculous like shards of grass. Like, they couldn't say the systems are the same, right? They have to say something, so they just keep looking through the game for something.
Like, Mooch, did you see that troll today? Like, they send out that screenshot or whatever from Quantum Break with the guy from Lost and whatever, the Hobbit, what his name, he plays Will, right? Yeah. It's always that fucking ugly picture, and I'm like, hold on. So I quick and screen cap a picture from in the fucking game. I'm like, dude, quit showing that fucking ugly ass picture that somebody looked like they fucking took it with the potato. You know what I mean? That's not what the fucking character looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's like that
potato.
That's bullshit. You know what I mean? They like do that shit. They haven't even played the goddamn game.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody in the media, in one way, shape, or form, is out to get Microsoft. And that's why they're like, "Oh, you're crazy for saying that." I'm like, "No, it's subtleties. It's little subtleties, like putting a bad picture out. Like with IGN, how can you be as big as IGN and then put that crud filtered picture of Quantum Break as the picture for the review? Like, Iron Wolf called them out. You know, Iron Wolf was like, here's the same picture online.
Hashtag motherfucking facts.
Hashtag facts.
Hey, did you guys see that you can put your avatar, they have a t-shirt in there, it says facts on it.
Really?
Yeah. I tweeted at Iron Wolf. I was like, look, fool, look, you can buy it. He was like, yo, South, man, I love it.
He's so serious. You gotta love it, man.
Yo, Sal, just to let you know, I tweeted a link to something, his video called Technobabble, but you can get you can get to his whole channel, but his Technobabble talks about like the whole resolution thing with Quantum Break and what they're doing and how beautiful the game
sounds
looks.
like a fucking Deadmau5 concert.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the big deal with NX Gamer? What's his deal?
NX Gamer, like he does.
No, he does like a Digital Foundry type thing.
He'll analyze games and stuff like that, but he's not the Digital Foundry bullshit.
Yeah, less pony style.
Okay.
So that's what I was saying. If you could shoot me a tweet with his.
Yeah, I tweeted you, Mooch, Clowns, even Jamie. Of course, you gotta put Jamie in there. But Mooch, you know me, I love like that the technology aspect of everything, man. And I like this dude's channel, so.
Good. I'm writing to him now, so I'm gonna subscribe and check it out.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to just get somebody that just runs
He
the
just
fucking
is-
analysis. And
Yeah,
just,
he's excited about games. He tells you like what looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like he just did the Uncharted, the stuff that came out for Uncharted 4.
Hey, I'm still waiting. Did Digital Foundry cover the PC streaming by PS4 yet? Because they were on that shit on Xbox within like a day or two.
Oh no, they're not gonna do that crap because it's like you say 540i. So we can't have anything this is what I'm saying, and it's funny the chat people. You think somebody in the chat that was a hater would actually go, you know what, Mooch? Actually, good point. I do kind of see. Maybe they could even say, oh, you're long-winded in it, but I do understand where you're coming from. No, we're the ones that are crazy. Nobody else sees this. But where's Digital Foundries with the 540i shit? Where are they with this stuff? I don't understand why we don't see anything on their side. It's always just our side that's incapable of something.
Hey, my bad. Hey, Xbox. I wasn't even following you, bro. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that.
You know
man.
what? You know
I'm
what?
trying to think of what you owe me now because.
Listen, because it says your name. You know what I mean? If I would have seen Xbot, then obviously I would have followed you a long time ago. But it just said Justin. I'm like,
it says it right next to mine. It said at Xbot448. I'm just messing with you, man.
There
it's all good,
dude. We got it.
Better late than never, man.
448. I like how you came up with that.
What's going on, people?
Oh, okay. He's Justin.
Yeah.
I wasn't following him either.
Oh my goodness!
yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
My heart is broken now. I could take it from Southbound, man, but now crap too.
Dude, that's my bad, man. I didn't even realize that was.
Crap's a racist and a fucking dirtbag.
I can't believe that.
Man, yeah, dude, I'm all kinds of bad shit, dude.
Yeah, we had a good
You're the
15
lowest type of scumbag there is.
Damn, man.
We had a good 15 minutes in the beginning of the show where the haters didn't arrive yet, and then the bus showed up. Literally, the door didn't close for about 20 minutes.
Hey, they got shit else to do, man. They got fuck all else to do. Nothing.
They got nothing to do. And then, what do you guys think? Uncharted, do you guys, I want to see what NX Gamer has to say. I'm going to watch that video. I'm curious what he says about the 1080p glossy mud. That glossy mud was awesome.
If you guys didn't think that The Last of Us was like God's gift, there's this channel that does gaming sins. Like I don't know if you guys have seen like the movie sins thing. They do gaming sins. They did one on The Last of Us.
Sins.
Yeah, right. It's the same thing. And they did one on The Last of Us. It's about a 25-minute video. Basically covers all the gripes I have about the game. And they're like, they admit, they're like, hey, it's a good game, but it's definitely not God's gift like what people try to make it out to be.
I
don't think always my point with it.
But I mean, you could tell how much I like, PlayStation games. I don't like much of many of their exclusives.
I couldn't get into it.
They even made fun of that damn plank that you use to carry her around the fucking water every goddamn 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they like poke fun at that.
That's my problem with Naughty Dog games is you want to talk about like completely predictable. I'm playing through the Uncharted collection and like I played certain time I'd never played the entirety of Drake's Fortune, so I played that. And it was neat because it's been so long. I was like, "Oh shit, my god!" And I was enjoying it. I mean, it was older games, so you had to deal with some of the wonky mechanics, and their games were all wonky anyway. But this was really bad. But I got past that, and then I'm now playing through Uncharted 2 again, and I'm like, "Man, it's so predictable." I'm like, "Oh, there's the collectible in the corner shining over there. Let's walk over to this corner." It just seems very elementary. So for a game that keeps getting praised over and over again, I do think the story's good. I think that the acting's good. The screen, it looks good, but it's not necessarily a ton of fun. I'm enjoying the story aspects of Uncharted like I always have, but I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that great. And I think The Last of Us, at least the story was a little bit better, even better than Uncharted. But again, everything's very predictable. Crap, you just said it yourself. You grab the plank, you bring it over here. The minute you were in a puzzle area in The Last of Us, just look for that plank and go pick up the girl because she can't swim.
Yeah, for whatever fucking reason. For whatever reason. I'd throw her ass in and be like, learn. You know what I mean? Because you seriously
if that bitch can't swim, she's bound to drizzle.
Exactly. Fucking. And he throws out the carny too, like drizzle, man.
Yeah, that was
his ass in the fucking whiz otter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's Yeah, but it's funny because I had somebody message me the other day and was like, "You really think Tomb Raider has a better story than Uncharted?" I'm like, "Fuck yes, I do."
God, yeah. Oh God.
You know what I mean? I was like, Uncharted is just like it's just like goofy. You know what I mean? It's fun, but it's goofy. You know what I mean? Like I thought that the more you play through that reboot, especially right, and when she first has to kill an animal or kill a person, that's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like the reaction, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know, Nathan Drake never does that. That motherfucker just goes and murders everybody. It doesn't have a remorseful feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? Just hey, and then he breaks into a tomb that nobody's been in for thousands of years, but then there's fucking enemies down there. You know what I mean? It's like little shit like that bugs me. So, but although I love the franchise, like the second one in particular is really really good.
No, that's it. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing. Here's the only problem is anyone who's looking forward to The Last of Us 2. You better hold on to your hat because you're not going to get shit till like 2020.
Oh, you're going to get a reveal this E3.
That's right. We're going to reveal this E3 of something that's coming when like you have another kid. Like it's going to take forever to get that game. Forever.
That's how they're going to win because they're going to show VR, right? So how do you offset that? Well, here's how you do that. Crash Bandicoot's coming back. You're going to show off God of War 4 for 10 seconds. You're going to show off 20 seconds of Shenmue 3. You're going to maybe show that same level of. You're going to delay fucking what the hell is that damn game? Last Guardian, but you're going to show off that same. Yeah, you're going to show off that same level, right? But you're going to have a guy mimicking that he's playing it live on stage, so people are going to start crying and stuff again. And then you're going to show off just a little thing that comes up on screen that says "The Last of Us 2, Laster of Us." Or something like that.
The laster of us.
The least of us.
Yeah, the least of us.
So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. Kind of want to go down. It's Friday night, and I don't want to make this a 2-hour segment. I know some of us are gonna replay Quantum Break. I'm gonna try to finish it this weekend. I want to kind of say thank you to everybody on the panel. Does anybody have anything that we haven't brought up that they thought was newsworthy they'd like to bring up on the show? If not, I'm gonna go through the plugs and see if we can plug some of your guys' channels. Not that any of you need it, but it always helps.
Yeah, everybody needs follows. Everybody needs subs. Like, come on,
subs and,
I don't even care if you motherfuckers sub to me because you'll watch anyway.
Oh, hey, that's what he says. If you ain't there, fuck you. And I read that, and I read it like 3 times. I go, damn. Kraft's a fucking dirtbag.
What a scumbag, right? Yeah, man. He's an asshole. If you heard me on that podcast yesterday, man, I was like kind of poking fun at this British guy.
And then he tries to mimic me. Like, motherfucker.
That is really.
I steal the best parts of all you guys, and I just put it together in like one personality, and then that's how I do so well.
Nice.
Fantastic, yeah.
Rack them up.
Rack them up.
Crap Gamer's exactly. Like he's that X-Men character that can absorb powers and then just be everybody all in one show.
Exactly. I try to get my mooching things down, too, where I'm all like, well, that's good. That's interesting, and you're not wrong. I agree, but here's why you're wrong.
You know what? And then who fails the worst about it? Mr. Facts. He tries his moochisms, and I'm just like, hey, I just put my head in my hand, and I'm like, hey, yo, Iron Wolf, stay your lane, bro.
Southbound is one of the best critics. Whenever you have a show and you have a question, send South your clip, and he will be brutally honest with you. He will tell you if you're gold or if you got to go back to the drawing board. That's what I love about South.
You know what?
He don't hold back.
Listen, I love everybody. You know what I mean? Fucking ponies, Xbox. I love everybody. I don't got no problems with nobody. But I won't bullshit you. Just like Mooch said, I won't bullshit you. So you want somebody to be honest with you, I'll tell you straight up. You know what I mean?
That's why I like having you on the show.
So how about a Rocket League match?
Oh. Hey, I want in on that. By the way, I want in on that. I don't care whoever's down.
I'm down. I'm down to play. I haven't played that game in like.
Isn't it going to be basketball cars soon?
Yeah, basketball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Do they have a hockey mode yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. They've been.
Oh,
That was like the first
I haven't
first
played it yet.
update that they did. Yeah.
I'll be waiting for Cricket Cars.
Oh.
Once Cricket Cars comes out.
and then football cars.
Hey, there's gonna be there's gonna be cross platform play. Microsoft said they're ready, and Sony's like,
No.
Hey, I still love Rand's fucking comment on the Xbox Nation when he goes, yeah, you know this when you know this all came out and everybody was talking about it, and he was like, yeah, and then Sony was like, oh great, now we gotta fuck Microsoft too. Hey, I was driving listening to this shit, and I swear I almost fucking crashed because I was laughing so hard. I pulled over to the side of the road and I text Randall and I said, dude, you almost made me fucking crash, you cocksucker. I said, but that was funnier than shit. He goes, oh great, so now we gotta fuck Microsoft too. Yeah.
hey, Microsoft. So are you gonna allow crossplay? Yeah, man, we want to allow crossplay. And then, hey, Sony, what do you think about crossplay?
But
Really?
But we're for the players.
They don't want anything to do
Well,
with it.
technically we could do it, but there's like some business stuff we gotta work out, and then crickets.
Hashtag for the player.
Hashtag facts.
You know
Hashtag
what?
facts.
Hey,
For the
listen.
pony.
I think that's like the coolest idea to be able to. I mean, just like the Four Guys and Quarters and the TXR match, to get like, all right, the best of the fucking best of the Xbox versus the best of the best of the PlayStation, and let's just, you know what, put it on the field, just, you know, like old school. You know what I mean? I want it to be like the Warriors, the old school movie. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a good OG
Play.
Xbox game too. South.
Like, you know what? I didn't play it, but I think that would be so fucking badass to be like, listen, we're gonna get, you know, like Team Mooch or Team Crap or, you know, Team South, and we're gonna go against, you know, any of the ponies, you know, the Chuck Liddells and whoever the fuck, all their names, whatever, like, just go at it. I think that'd be cool as shit. You know what I mean? Because then and then we could Twitch it. You know what I mean? They'd be like facts, yo.
Well, now that you said Chuck Liddell, he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, South loves me."
I do want to say one thing real quick. Microsoft is amping up the Gears 4 hype train.
Yeah,
they're doing a
oh
great
my
job
goodness.
with that.
My
They're doing
God.
they're doing something after Fear the Walking Dead or something like that. Like that's
during Fear the Walking Dead, they're gonna show the trailer.
yeah.
That's
so
crazy, though, right? They're doing it this early?
Well, yeah, 6 months out still, but yeah, let's get that hype train going.
You know what it is because the game is so far in production and it looks so good. Like they got a hard on, and it's so big that they're walking around like, yeah. You're
Look,
gonna
that's
love it.
right. Yeah, that's right. We buy Magnums.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
I'm more of a
Yeah.
Halo guy. I'm not a big Gears guy, but I gotta say, from what I've seen from from Gears 4, and from what they're doing, like with the story and the different enemies now,
Hey,
I'm
they're-
really
they're-
interested in this.
They're walking around the yard with their chest out, and they're like, fuck with me.
Well, you know how you're right, South, because you usually don't do betas at full 1080p. That because the optimization comes last for that. So for Rod to just come out and be like, "Yo, bitch, I'm swinging this big old D," you know what I mean? Like, here you go, 1080 motherfucking
Rod's the
Oh,
man.
you finna get it. Listen. I played it, and I'm garbage at Gears multiplayer, but I can see myself playing it a lot.
Well, the only thing
tell
the one thing I'm looking for in Gears 4 is I'm looking for more fluidity, if you will, in the gameplay. I just want it to be a little less of that, and I heard this is what we're going to get, a little less of that clunkiness that is Gears. And look,
You know what? I'll stop you right there. You're gonna get what you want.
Nice. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's gonna. I've heard it's.
If I could, you know, I don't want to get in trouble with nobody.
Walking
But
tightrope.
You know how fast and everything like a Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it feels more like that. like switching guns, hitting walls. Like, yeah.
As long as you could snap to the wall and snap off the wall really quick and fluid, I'll be happy.
Can you clamp grenades on the wall again?
All right, man.
Wait a minute.
I'm backing my brain to see what you know what I mean, like what I can say, what I can't say. But yeah, you guys are gonna be happy.
I get to play it in 10 days, so.
yeah. No, that's good because there's a few surprises that like they're doing this beta tour for a reason because they know what they're working with, and it's a monster.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hey, it's on Schwang. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how do I get that kind of cred, man? Where I can like hang out with people from Microsoft and play these games early, like you, bro.
Well,
hey,
I can tell you, crap. There is a secret way to do it, and if you look on South's timeline, he has a date picture with Josh, and that is how he got in.
Gotcha. Plus, I heard he borrows Tim's shoe shine kit sometimes too, right?
Nice. Very nice.
Cold-blooded.
No, but South, I gotta say, I'm not a Gears fan, but I'm gonna give it up for Gears 4. Like, I think I'm gonna go out and get it. It does look pretty decent, and if you're on
better fucking get it.
I'm with you, clowns, man. I haven't been a Gears 2. I played Gears 1. I skipped over the rest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been.
You missed the best one.
I've been into Halo. Halo. I
thought 3 was the best one.
3 was the best one.
Gears and Halo are, of course, both their signature series for Microsoft.
But this one's got me excited for Gears, man.
I say, here's me. I've always been a Gears story-wise, single player. All Gears. Gears.
I thought Gears stories.
Multiplayer, all Halo.
See, Halo, I love the Halo universe. I love how interwoven, all like the different species is, and how there's.
I prefer Gears online. I suck at Halo online, so.
Yeah, I prefer the Halo online is where it all started.
Speaking of Halo online, does anybody want to go back and check the reviews of Halo 5 and its lack of content? Because it just seems that 343 has been shitting on all of that.
That's why the community is still so alive on. That's the most played reserved Halo, or the most active Halo, or they've kept the most players on that since Halo 3.
Oh my goodness! Month after month, they're adding maps. Oh my goodness! It's to me just with the content and everything, the gameplay and stuff like that. To me, it has taken over where Halo 2 used to be. In my life, Halo 2 was my #1 Halo multiplayer, and now it's Halo 5.
Oh, it's so funny when they go in the chat box. They're like, "Halo's dead. It was only the biggest selling exclusive of 2015." but yeah, okay, guy.
Yeah,
yeah. Justin South, you guys are gonna hate me, but on the OG Xbox, I was not a fan of Halo. I went to Rainbow Six Black Arrow.
Neither was I. I wasn't a fan of Halo until the collection came out, till Master Chief Collection.
Really?
Oh, great collection, great.
And it was fucked. You know what I mean? To say the least, it was a mess.
Hey, me and Mooch tried playing that shit. We couldn't get our achievements unlocked. We were like, we'll come back to this shit later.
I played, I played a little bit, of Halo, like Halo 2 and 3 or whatever, but not very much. Like I just was never much of a big Halo fan until the collection, and I was able to, experience it all 4 games, and to have it ready for 5. Like,
see, what gets me with Halo is the universe.
I didn't really care,
The universe.
Let's wrap this up since it's Friday night. We can keep going on with this shit for like 3 hours.
It's Friday afternoon. I'm on the West Coast, best coast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're on the worst coast. Gotcha, man. It's already after 8 here.
You're on that least coast. We're on that beach coast over here.
Beach coast.
You guys are still sitting there with your parkas and fucking.
And Sal's sitting there with his
It's 84 here.
We're a little more thick-blooded than that. We go out with T-shirts when you would wear a parka, man.
This is factual.
Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts.
Florida's
said-
better than California. Hashtag facts.
Yeah, it's 84 here right
Oh
now.
my
so.
God!
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
you can
Shots
take your
fired.
humidity and you can shove it up your ass.
Nice, very nice. Well, let me go down and plug every crap. Let's do a plug for Wednesday nights, 8 p.m.
Xbox Station. Yeah, we've got actually a really good lineup now. We've got you, me, we've got Iron Wolf, of course, hashtag facts. We've got GKB and She-Wolf. So
Yes, that's very
Nice.
good. And Rand the man.
and Rand out Thor, the Eeyore of the Xbox Nation.
Oh.
Yeah, he's there as well. So yeah,
He
he's
is.
people. Yeah, it's a really good group that we have. One time I had to get Southbound in there. You know,
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
home.
racist all the time. You know, it's
Yeah.
difficult. So
I never. Yeah, I'm not cool enough. You know what I mean?
But yeah, we have Xbox Nation, and then we have on Sunday BGST
Hey.
on Z's channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the week doesn't start with on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
we have
starts on
BGSTs.
Sunday, and
Sunday.
then
Sunday nights.
and then there's Mondays. Yeah,
TXR, right?
Yeah, I thought there was some kind of show on Monday nights. But-
Jay, you got to do a T-shirt where BGST's on the front and on the back it just says, "All I need is BGST and me." That's what it sell like hotcakes, brother.
That would sell better than the thumbing T-shirts.
The thumbings are. Hey, Southbound, how about a TXR plug, buddy?
Monday nights. It's crazy because sometimes, really, people don't understand. We go on late is because fucking Rand. He has he has classes on Monday
Fucking
nights.
Rand.
Yeah, fucking Rand.
Rand.
He has classes on Monday nights. So when we first started TXR, we're like, okay, everybody has their podcast night, so we got to figure out when our night's gonna be. So we came up with Monday. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you got Xbox Nation, you got BGST, you got Tim's other podcast, Uncut. You got
Tim's on every goddamn podcast.
yeah, you got
everywhere.
Yeah, you got PTK's got hit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck. All right, so we'll go Monday nights. Oh well, I got classes that night, so it's gonna have to be late. But you know what? We actually do pretty good, even though we do go on late. We do pretty good. So
See, I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl. Like I don't usually even start gaming until almost like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So like when I love Monday nights, I get a kick out of it. Sometimes I'm done gaming at like
Mooch.
12:30, quarter to 1, and you're still live. I'm like, holy
We
shit.
might actually game together more this week because wife and the kids are on vacation, so I'm gonna be up later and stuff
Hit
like
me
that.
up,
man.
Xbot. I do want to
Yeah.
get some. You know what? I would like to. Actually, I'm glad because you'll force my hand into getting into. I want to do a little Halo multiplayer. So hit me up.
Little Halo, little Forza,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
Forza,
have Forza,
yeah.
but- I don't have Forza 6, but
Oh, I got all the
Oh,
Forzas,
how
so
could
don't
you
worry
not have
about it.
Forza 6?
I'm not a racing car guy though. Crap. I'm really not. Forza
Yeah.
Horizon, I'm into because of the open world. I like the little
Yeah, I hear you.
stop here.
hey, I'm right there. Me and
He's just scared of
Mooch
me,
and Mooch and I, we have a pretty like when it comes to gaming, like we're very very compatible. Like
I agree.
we're like gaming
Aw.
soulmates and shit.
Aw.
Like,
You guys should just go make out.
It's the
Like-
gaming
at
connection.
E3.
this shit, hey, he is staying at my house.
Oh.
Hey now.
Hashtag
hey,
facts.
if there's a little late at night, don't trip. It's a good surprise. No, but real shit. Like Mooch and I, our gaming, taste is like almost exact the same.
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty spot on.
Yeah. So whatever he likes to play, I like to play. So
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what it is. The simulator racers, don't get me wrong though. I mean, let's just call spade a spade, right? Xbot, you're definitely like, and I mean this with all sincerity, like you're a grease monkey, right? You like under the hood shit. I mean, you like cars.
I love cars. It's funny. I don't know. Like, I can't go in and this really pisses people off in like Forza 6 when I beat them because I don't go in and I don't tweak like the camber and the damper and mess with the gears or anything like that. I just buy upgrades for the car, put them in, and learn how to drive with that car. and whatever I put in. I don't.
I mean, you know what I miss, and this is just me hoping as a fan of your channel. I hope you do a couple more where you used to really get into the detail of the design, the paint work. And you
I did something for the Need for Speed. I showed my first 2 designs, I believe, in Need for Speed. But I was actually thinking about going back in. I know I started a tutorial that I was doing through Twitch, and then I was bringing it over to YouTube. I'm waiting for the YouTube app on the X1 to be able to stream.
Yeah, we all are. Trust me.
You know,
I heard that's coming this June from an inside source.
Yeah, no, I believe it's coming, man. It's just
this June.
It's coming.
My Elgato is messing with me right now, and I don't have any friends around me that could be like, "Oh, this is what you're doing wrong," or "This is what you need to do."
Not to give clowns any extra work, but clowns and Inferno are like gurus with the Elgato shit. So I think if you had a one-liner or a couple questions, I'm putting clowns on the spot, but clowns he's definitely knowledgeable.
Nice, but I'm definitely looking. Well, see, the funny thing is with my channel, I'm kind of I'm revamping a lot of stuff. I'm reconfiguring how I do reviews as well, which I said in my last video.
Just do no rules reviews. That way you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Anything I want to do.
Exactly. No, that means whatever the hell you want it to mean. So you can just get away with whatever.
Not only that, the podcast I've been talking about is coming together really quickly, and I'm hoping to have
another fucking podcast.
No, but this is my podcast, man, and you will watch. You will watch. You will come in, and you'll join me as well.
What do you mean? Watch? I barely followed you on Twitter.
Oh,
burn!
Man, damn,
burn! But it's gonna be cool because I got me and I got a couple YouTubers. My boy K Mega and Windy City Gaming. When he's not working, because that dude works like insane hours. Yeah, and then I have.
Oh, that's right. Hey, my bad. I don't mean to interrupt you, but we forgot Stinger's podcast on Friday. Yeah, that's right. And NLG, our boy Stinger. Yeah, when I'm naming off everybody, and then I forgot Stinger. I'm the dirtbag today. You know what, crap?
You fucking dirtbag.
I'll take the mantle, bro. I'm the fucking asshole. Yeah. If Stinger's out there listening, which I doubt he is, but
Southbound, you owe me a Yeti microphone, by the way.
Hey, there's literally an Xbox-centered podcast every day of the week, pretty much. I mean, there's TXR on Mondays, there's Console Corner with GKB and She-Wolf on Tuesdays, there's Xbox Nation Wednesdays, Thursdays, I think that's the Four Guys with Quarters.
4 Guys with Quarters.
It's Crossfire. I don't know about Saturdays.
I almost forgot what Fridays was.
Yeah, Fridays. Yeah, the one you're on right now. And then Sundays is the biggest one, BGST.
With all these podcasts, the ponies are never going to get any gaming done. They're going to be listening to the podcast.
But the problem is, you got work on damn near all of them.
Yeah,
you got to make us all look pretty.
I was on all. I'm still waiting to get on TXR, man. I got my hand in for the tag, bro. You got to tag me, man.
Where do I sign up to be put on the waiting list for TXR? By the way, I don't know where to sign up or anything like that. I know I'm probably going to be low on that list because there's a lot of people ahead of me, but I'd like to be on there as well.
You know what? It's actually kind of hard to get on TXR.
Yeah, I know, man. It's exclusive.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try though.
You know what? I miss being on TXR. I was on there for once. I miss it. It's great group of guys, dude.
Yeah, you figure you guys would be interested to get me on there for an episode, man. Look, you know what the perfect time would have been to do is after that Quantum Break crap that I went through.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been like a good time.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, crap. A lot of people they're afraid of the negativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a negative guy.
Well, no, not you.
I hear you. I hear you.
That comes along with it. You know.
Wait, hold on. I have haters. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
impossible.
People don't want that BGST stink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me, I can give 2 fucks. I got love for you, crap. So just put it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you do a shitty impersonation of me, but I still love you anyway, my brother.
That's great. That is great. Xbot, how about a promo for you, bro?
Well, like I said, I'm doing. I'm starting up a new podcast. I'm trying to get it done for this week. I'm gonna make a video over the weekend to let people know exactly what's going on. I'm redoing my reviews. So if you are a subscriber, just keep your ear to the channel. I got something coming real soon. If you're not a subscriber, definitely hit that subscribe button and be there for the birth of a new podcast and kind of a lot of tweaks and refinements to my channel.
You know what? Just a word of advice: when you're picking your team, make sure.
Oh, I already got my team. I can tell you their names right now.
Oh, put it out there.
I got K Mega 405, another fellow YouTuber, real smart guy. Of course, Windy City Gaming. Like I said, he works insane, so he's kind of like my floater. One of my friends from a couple Facebook gaming groups I'm in. His name is Fuskis. He's another real cool guy, real intelligent gamer. And then
yeah.
And then I have basically I don't want to say a childhood friend, but somebody that's been friends with me since like my early 20s through now. And this guy is a completionist gamer. He 100%s his games. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just got on Twitter right now. He's not like doing anything for that. He just wants to talk about games with everybody. And I think he's a really cool guy, real cool personality. I think a lot of people are really gonna love to hear what he has to say about stuff. So I got a bunch of new people coming in, and it's looking really cool right now.
Very cool, buddy. No,
Well, that's good, man. Well, you know what? Good luck in your endeavor, bro.
I'm looking forward to the show.
Yeah, I'll definitely scope it out.
Appreciate it, man.
Clowns, can we get a plug for Four Guys with Quarters?
Yeah, man. Every Thursday is usually now around 6 or 7 Eastern PM. We're on Twitch, YouTube. We have a website that we need to update.
With the best fucking like production value around, like
you know what?
Your guys' podcast is just unbelievably beautiful. Like,
it does. It looks really good. I love the format, and I do want to give a shout out to Inferno again. But what we should do, and I don't usually like to, what do I welcome myself here, Clowns? But we should get Me South and Crap on there, and we'll give Inferno a heart attack with our language.
I can see that too.
Like Inferno will be like, I love what you're doing, but shut up.
Inferno's such a cool guy, man.
Inferno's great.
Yeah, no,
Funny
he's
about
great.
Inferno, a friend of mine from high school, man. Inferno looks just like him too. So it's like when I'm talking to him, it's the creepiest thing because he looks like somebody I know in my everyday life. It's just so funny that and he's got the same, he doesn't have the accent that Inferno has from Boston, but nonetheless, great guy. I love your show. And, we got, not to welcome myself on there again, but we got to get all of us on there, and we'll warn the audience that it won't be a PG-13. It'll be rated R.
We should have just like one big episode on Four Guys with everybody in the Xbox community. Just try to throw it together in that format. It'd be awesome.
Let's try it, man. I'll be
you know what we need to do now that we have these 12-man parties. We need to get together like one night or a couple nights a month and just stream, all of us.
Yeah, we can share the party too.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to actually do that, but I'm waiting for YouTube to get it versus doing it with Twitch. It's totally doable, but there's a couple more steps involved after to get it on YouTube and all that other stuff.
Well, see, that's the thing though. But I want to be able to, for all of us to get together and actually game together.
I'm down, man.
Any time for that. Any time.
If you're playing a game that I have, and I do, between me and my wife, we have a shit ton of games. If you're playing a game I have, I am down to do that with you, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I want to get all of us together. Everybody that that we podcast with, get us all together and do like the game nights. You know what I mean? So even though Jay Williams makes us look good and our avatars and everything. But I think people would like to see us. You know what I mean? Like on a more personal level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick, I just want to say something before I forget. We officially partner with RGM. He's somebody from the community. Well, actually, two of them that started it from the community. And Sal, check your Twitter line. Assassin just posted something for you, buddy.
It's really funny too.
Uh-oh.
I'm kind of afraid now. What's this gonna be?
It's south on Christmas morning.
Oh no.
He's like running. Did I get an Xbox? Did I get an Xbox? No, it's a PS4. No.
And
it's funny because my web browser just froze. Let me see here.
hey, while we're waiting for Sal's computer to kick back up, Graphic God, any plugs for you, buddy? I got you. I do have Graphic God listed in the description. His link is there for any banners and shirt design.
No, that's basically it. I'm on Twitter, graphic_god. I just want to say thanks for letting me come in late. I always say better late
Dude,
than
you
pregnant.
snuck
So
in.
yeah, I did.
Good. Snuck right in there. But yeah, I want to say thanks to everybody. It's Friday night. Let everybody get back to their families, games, whatever they're doing, and enjoy. Thanks to the to everybody who tuned in. We had, I think, right around 250, 260 people at one point, maybe even higher. I don't really look at that. I'm just happy people do join in. We'll do it again next week. Mooch Maniacs are serious, bro. They're serious.
They are.
And I love all
They
of
will
them.
turn on you if they think you like Rand, man. They attacked Rand. Like, you
Oh,
stabbed Mooch in the back.
how did he know that I was wanted a pony?
Yeah, man. No, I thank the Mooch Maniacs for coming out every single day. They're always lurking around Twitter too. So if you attack me, prepare for the ninjas to come out.
Yeah.
But no, in all honesty, we do have BGST this Sunday. It's 7 o'clock on Zair's channel. We'll meet you back here, same time, same place, 6 p.m. on Crossfire next week.
BGST. I think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Big gamers, small talk. Great show. Tune in.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Rack 'em up.